Rise and shine, everybody. Come on, come on, come on. Come on in the room, family. We're going to have a great build today. I don't know where you guys are in your life. If you guys are in a place where you feel like you're stagnant, in a place to where you feel like you're lost and you don't really know what to do with this new year, what to do with your life, how to manifest your dreams, how to manifest your purpose, your destiny. I decided to do this live today to really to center myself, but I've realized that we're all reflections of one another, and a lot of times something that's going on in your life, it's happening to the majority of us. Okay, and so some things are for you to understand, so you can help to, enlighten others. As no candle loses its flame from lighting another. Right. Many of you guys remember the teachings I've done over the years on the matrix and on freeing yourself from the matrix, on manifesting your destiny, on optimizing and maximizing your own potential. And I want to get back to that. We know that this is not an actual new year. We know that this is according to the Gregorian calendar, that we are in the year of 2024. We know that that is a part of the matrix, part of the illusion, because there is no year. A year is literally a made up measurement that man has created in order to map time. Okay. It is no such thing as a year. And so what we are now saying is that we have now been on the planet for 2024 of those years, which we know that that is complete hogwash, right? Why is it that we live in the year of 2024? Well, because some man changed time. But who originated time? How do we know what year we were in when we first decided, let's start keeping time, right? So we know that these are only maps. We know they're not real, right? We get that. But in the new year, as far as cognitive reality, you're right, Mr. Wilkes. There's no such thing as 365 days. There's no such thing as a day, family. What we're calling a day is the sun making its laps around the universe, right? Or the earth making its laps around the sun, as we say. Whether you believe it's the sun traveling the earth, or the earth traveling the sun, or the earth is round, or the earth is flat, family. Okay. A day isn't real. Okay. What we're calling a day is when the sun shines. Okay. Now, we know our literature tells us that God says that the night, when the sun is absent, that is night, and then the sun is up, that is day. And so that's what we're calling a day. Right. But we know that life is just a consistent happening. I call it the happening. Right. Life is just consistently happening. It is what it is. Right. I am that I am. It is what it is. Ice is. Right. And we get that. So what we do is we separate this into increments called days, weeks, hours, minutes, moments, times, right? And this is why we say God does not exist within time. Well, we are the God that we are speaking of. And every religious book points back to you are this person that you are seeking, not your physical vessel, but your spiritual one. Do you understand? It is what it is. It is the I am, your overall spirit. You're unaware of that because you're in a lower vessel. You're trapped. But I want to show you guys how to free yourself from the matrix. Okay. Dolph Obama says, so grateful you're getting back to the teachings. My love, Kevin. Listen, guys, it is time. I have been distracted by the lady in the red dress, if you know what I mean. You guys know how on the Matrix, when Morpheus is teaching Neo kind of the inner workings of the matrix and how to understand the matrix, there's a woman who walks by and she has a red dress on. Neo stops to look at her and he says, yeah, you know this woman in the red dress, right? And then when he looked again, of course, it was an agent with a gun. It was a simulation. And he was saying, beware of the woman in the red dress. Be very aware, because the woman in the red dress is not always a woman in the red dress, as you can see. Sometimes it is a car. Sometimes it is the opinion of another. Sometimes it is a news article. Sometimes it's a negative broadcasting stream on social media. Sometimes it's an argument with a peer. Sometimes it's someone lying on you. It's basically anything that distracts you from your purpose. Do you understand? So guys, when we remember the movie The Matrix, the point of The Matrix is that this machine world has taken over our organic world, right? And it's years after the fact, and most of the people that's in this organic world don't remember. Okay, so they are believing that everything is still normal when they are in fact in these pods captured by the machines, and their biological vessels are being used as batteries to run the whole system. Their biological vessels are being used as batteries to run the whole entire system that is the matrix. Okay, now the people who are in the matrix, who believe everything is real, they are free to roam about. They create their lives look like what their mind looks like. Okay, they project their lives, they go live them. Neo himself, okay, he was a computer tech, you understand, or a hacker, but he wasn't real. This was his imaginary man, his computer man, because his real body is somewhere trapped inside of a cell. Okay, a cell, some type of thing used to charge up his body to get nutrients or energy from his body, right? Miss Wilkes says there's plenty of distractions out now for all of us, love, for every last one of us. And so what our goal is to become undistracted, to become laser focused on our mission. Do you understand? And the matrix, frankly, can separate you from that. Family, what is the matrix? What is the matrix, family? I'm not worried about how many viewers we have today. This is a short live or a short notice live, rather. And I recognize that most of the people who follow my channel, who listen to my content, are not here for the foolishness which I have entertained for far too long. So I want to apologize for all those people who've had to come here and see that. I want to apologize for all those people who's been needing positivity and inspiration from me, but I have been so distracted with my own distractions, and I apologize. It's back, guys. Let's get back to it. There are so many people that are connected to our destinies, and sometimes we become lost in the sauce and we forget just how important we are. You understand? And so I rose up this rise with a different state of mind. Okay, after yesterday realizing that people will lie, they will manipulate, they will distract to the point of where if you keep your attention focused on them and keep trying to straighten the things that they make crooked, fix your words where they manipulate them, you're never going to get anything done. And that distracts you from your mission and purpose and overall goals. And you have to get back to the point to where you say, wait a second, why did I come to this world? Why am I here? What am I doing? Because this ain't my purpose. My purpose isn't to argue with these people. My purpose isn't to earn their approval. My purpose isn't to care about their opinions. We're all supposed to be being our unique selves in this world. And I was an expert at that. And damn it, I've fallen off. It's easy to do, family. So I want you guys to know that this is not me saying, I know it all. You guys can learn from me. I'm saying that we bleed the same blood, family. We all every day have to be just as focused to be able to manage our dreams and destinies. There's nobody put on this planet with a superpower. We all can be distracted. We all can be. And sometimes we can be distracted by the very things that we love. If you want to help people and if you want to do right by people, you want to make the world a better place, it's imperative that people know that you care, that you are a good person. When someone tries to distract away from that, to try and change who you are with their lies, sometimes it'll get your attention. And that's just honestly one part of the matrix, family. Okay, there's many parts of what we call the matrix. So before we get started, I'm going to start this off with a bit of a prayer. Now, you guys know that because of my lack of beliefs, if you want to call them that, I call them lack of beliefs instead of beliefs because I don't dwell in the illusion of belief. I don't pray to a distant deity. Okay, so if you do pray to a distant deity, because we are all on our own journeys, then you pray to your distant deity. If it is God, if it's Jesus, if it's Yeshua, if it's Allah, if it's Krishna, whoever it is, you can pray to your God today. Okay, but this is to center yourself and get us on point to what the message is going to be. Okay, so one of the things that I like to pray, my internal words on my mind. It's crazy how the word wants to just elude me right now. It's dodgy. It's on the tip of my tongue, but it's meditations. There we go. That word was just hiding from me, playing peekaboo. Okay, so family, um, what I've learned is in my meditations, this is the type of things I like to say to myself to help center myself. So, family, I like to say, let us begin with the prayer, okay, or meditation, not to a distant deity, unless, of course, that is your prerogative, okay, but to our roots. I start off with our ancestors, okay, and our intricate biology that forms our vessel, because that is our ancestors. It is our DNA. We like to say our ancestors have our back. They're rooting for us. They are in our corner fighting for us. But the way they do that is through the passing on. They have already done it, family. They've already given you everything that you need. It's in your DNA. Okay. That is them. And those things manifest into what you look like. And do not hate what you see in the mirror. So the first thing is, if I do not like a part of me, forgive me, dear ancestors. The vessel that you provided me was not one of ego. You understand? It was one for healing, for creation, for survival, for unity. So whatever I look like, I know that my ancestors done their best to join together to create this new version of it, of itself, right? So if I don't like my nose, if I don't like my eyes, if I don't like a certain part of my body, my ancestors, I ask you to forgive me. That could be your grandfather's nose, your grandmother's nose, right? Your grandfather's eyes, your great auntie's ears. And the gifts that they had, you may be able to lock into them because they have given you a part of themselves. Be grateful for it. Don't hate who you are because the world tells you you don't look beautiful. So now you put on a mask to cover up your very ancestors. And now no one knows who you are because you're covering it up. You become a masked hero. Do you understand hiding your identity? So you're reaching out to your roots and your ancestors and the intricate biology that forms in your vessel. And in this moment, you want to say to that, we seek alignment. I seek to align with you, body, mind, and soul. I want to be on the same accord with you, mind, body, and soul. Okay? We seek alignment, a sacred pact within our DNA, our cells, our organs, our sinew, muscle tissue, every fiber of our being. May they resonate with the purpose and the mission that I am supposed to be doing. Okay? Does this make sense to you guys? Infuse me with strength and focus. We pledge allegiance to the straight arrow, to the straight and narrow walk that is the path of the mission that elevates not just ourselves, but our entire families, our entire villages, the world. Ancestors, God, whoever you're talking to, as we embark on this journey, let us embrace the essence of health, spirituality, and ancestral wisdom. Guide our steps. And let us say amen to the alignment of purpose and elevation of our existence. Let us say dua. Okay. Let us say I agree. Call all of your DNA into alignment, family. You have that right. Okay. Somebody say being free is your birthright. Somebody say that. Being free is my birthright. I want you guys to type that in. It's only a few people here, but this is a blessing because the few of you that truly care about your destiny and manifesting your life's goal and mission, you guys are going to be in for a real treat today. Not everybody's joined here, but you guys are. And if you guys are serious about seeing this year through, seeing this be one of the greatest moments, because we know this is not a year, but seeing your life change and fulfilling the things that's in your mind's eye that you know is best for you, that you know is for you. Some of you guys know that your lives should be better than what they are right now. Some of you guys know that you should be living in abundance. But unfortunately, you're not. You're struggling. And I know you're saying, why me? Why does this keep happening? So being free is your birthright, family. Thank you guys for putting that in the comments. Being free is my birthright. It's my birth. I have a right to be free. No one has a right to enslave me. No one. And what you guys have to understand is enslavement doesn't just come by chains and shackles, family. They come by misleading. Media, the stories we wake up to every single day with bad news, they are misleading. Most of these stories have no effect on your life whatsoever, but they bring us down. Social media, most of these things that these opinions that people have of others or even yourself have nothing to do with what you can bring to you if you just do the actions to get it. It's nothing that anybody says about me that can keep my gardens from growing. That can break the relationship in my home if I'm doing the work to make those relationships healthy. There's nothing that anybody can say about me that can stop me from manifesting my dreams and goals that I have for my life and my family's life, as long as I'm out here planting the seeds and tilling the yard. Nobody can stop me. Family, nobody can stop you either. We are one and the same. I am you and you are me. Contrary to popular belief, we are not divided. We are one another. We are simply reflecting off one another. Do you understand me? So I am you in the future or in the past. You are me in the future or in the past. Therefore, if you see anybody else with it, know that God is no respecter of person. You can have those things just as easily as that other person, but it ain't just going to come to you. You got to get your mind right. Your focus has to be on that thing, and your actions has to be working towards that focus. It's just the facts, family. Life is very simple. We make it complex because we are also the matrix. Do you understand? Most of the things that we enjoy today do not come from this world. We manipulate them from the things that's already given from this real world. Furniture, chairs, houses, all these things. None of these things grow. These things are considered the matrix, family. Okay? These things, the world is very simple. When you go out into the real world, you hear birds. Birds generate the frequency that can heal your body. The frequency that birds sing in can heal your body and raise your vibration. The sound of running water in a lake can raise your vibration. Okay, the sound of the bees, even though they're buzzing in your ear and they get on your nerves, they raising your vibration. A walk through nature can simply just make you feel better. It can heal your body biologically, raise your spirit. I mean, it does it all in the real world. But in the fake world, family, you're going to be tossed to and fro. I'm telling you. And we have to learn a balance if we're going to be in these fake worlds. Do you guys understand? Million different places to go, a million different things to hear, a million different versions of you. People talk about you on here. They have a whole different version of you that's really you. These things can be very distracting. You'll want to carve on and fix the person that they're creating you to be. When meanwhile, man, that person that they're talking about is an illusion. They're neither here nor there. The things that's going to happen in your life is only when you focus on them and get to it, family. Right? Being free is my birthright. So I want you guys to say one more thing for me, okay? And that is, the world is a stage set up to distract you. Please type that. The world is a stage set up to distract me. Write me, because I want you guys to be speaking for yourselves personally. The world is but a stage set up to distract me. I am living in the Truman Show. Nobody around me is real. Nobody around me is real. I am the only one around me that is real. I need you guys to understand this, because nobody around you can help you generate your purpose. It is only you and your actions. You're going to have to put in the work, family. You can't depend on nobody. You can't lean on nobody. And that's why the world causes people to upset you who you put your energy and faith in. They should upset you, because you should never have your faith and energy into them. Nothing that person that you believe in is saying is going to change your life for you. You have to take and implement those things that person is teaching you. And so when you learn these things, you realize that person that taught you those things wasn't to be worshiped or put on a pedestal. They were simply to be followed. Listen to their guidance and apply them to your life. But nobody special outside of the fact that everybody is. Do you understand? Yes, the world is a stage set up to distract me. Absolutely. Now, here's another thing I want you guys to type in, okay? The one advantage that you have over everyone in this entire world is your uniqueness. Being you, family. Do you understand? That's what you have on everybody, is you. Do you understand that? Does this make sense? Your greatest, type this in, your authenticity is your greatest superpower because nobody is you. Type that in. Your authenticity is your greatest superpower because nobody is you, not nobody. So it's your uniqueness. So what you'll see with me is people judge how I dress, from the hats I wear on my head to the sandals I wear on my feet. I am judged. I'm being ridiculed for how I choose to dress. But that's my uniqueness. That's what makes me feel good. That's what makes me feel good. Why am I being judged for how I dress? Why am I being told to change how I dress? If I let that bother me, that opinion bother me, now I'm changing how I dress. Now I have a mask on because I'm trying to wear what other people won't complain about. Do you understand? And in this way, your peers are a distraction. They just are. If you got friends who criticize your every move, in order to break free from the matrix, you may need to separate yourself. I'm telling you, whenever you post on your social medias, if you are a creator, when you have people complaining about your content, if you're not strong enough to ignore that and keep making your content, you may have to block that person for right now until you build up the momentum so you can see it through to see if this thing you're doing actually has legs. Because if you stop what you're doing because of the first video, if you change what you're wearing due to the first outing and you didn't get to see what that was really going to bring you, you being yourself, listen, man, you don't have faith in God. You don't have trust in the Almighty because you're not trusting your own self. You're letting other people, agents, distract you from who you are. And it's time to take your power back. It's time for you to go out dressed tacky if that's how you like to dress. It's time for you to make content that nobody likes if that's the content you want to like and make. Do you understand? The world is a huge place. And I promise you, if you are authentic, you will attract the people to you that want to hear what you have to say or show. It's not about grabbing the attention of the entire world. It's about getting your energy out. It's about doing what your purpose is. On the other side of that, none of us can determine what that should be. So if someone says, well, it didn't get many views, it wasn't many people watching, that's irrelevant. What's relevant is, were you out there planting the seed? It doesn't matter if it was a sunny day or not. Did you plant your seed? Did you till your ground? Because that's what matters, is the action of you, your due. So I always say it happens in due time. Things happen in due time. Not D-U-E, but D-O. When you do the things that you're supposed to do, then the time will be there. Because the time is always now for you to have your dreams. The thing about this reality that makes time a factor is because from the moment you set out to do something, there are moments between the time that you thought it to the time you manifest it. And you got to be faithful during all those moments to keep manifesting that thing so you can see it through. Because if you stop, you won't have it. You started it, but you didn't keep going. Therefore, you didn't get what you wanted. So in this new year, how can I be faithful to complete what I begin? I got to get the people out of my head. I got to get arguing with people out of my head. Do you understand? If you ever notice, guys, whenever you're going through all these arguments that we've seen online, you're arguing with people about the past. The past. They skew the past, tell you something different happened. You feel compelled to go make it right so that everyone understands what really happened. Meanwhile, what you're not doing is focused on your mission. Meanwhile, what you're not doing is fulfilling your purpose. The past has already happened. It's an illusion as well. It is no more real today because you're talking about it than it was 10 years ago or in the future. So just imagine this, guys. Remember the part on the Matrix when Morpheus is talking to Neo, and he's talking to him about the Matrix, now telling him about it. He's showing him the TV of what the world really looks like right now. Neo can't believe it. It's just destroyed. Okay, it's all black and white. It's all thunderstormy or smoky, and it's not beautiful and sunny like we know Earth to look, right? It looks totally different. And he's trying to explain to him exactly what the Matrix is. And Neo is amazed because he's saying, so you're telling me that's the real world, but I'm in a couch, I'm in a room with a vintage couch, a vintage box TV with a damn suit on. It's a mirror over here. You got a leather coat on. So, okay, are you telling me that we're in the Matrix right now? Is this the Matrix, Morpheus? Is this real? And he's rubbing the vinyl or the leather on the old vintage couch. He's rubbing it because it's got cracks on it. He can feel the texture. It feels real as hell. Now I want you guys to imagine this. In your dreams, are they not the same? When you touch a wall, can you walk through it? When you touch the sofa, can you feel the coldness of it if it's leather? Can you feel the texture if it's fabric? In your dreams, can you? Because you can, right? Because dreams are not just what they call visual. They're not just audible, but you actually can feel them, right? Your emotions are intertwined with your dreams. If you're cold in the dream, you're cold in person. If you're hot in the dream, you're hot in person. And this could be because you're cold in person and it's making it to your dream, but we know it works the same. So here's Neo in a dream state. Now he's talking to a man literally named Dream, Morpheus. Morpheus is the god of dreams. So Morpheus is taking him to a dream. We know this because his name is Morpheus. Neo, neocortex, the active part of the thinking brain. We know this. So in the night, your active part of your thinking brain is supposed to be like Set and what's Set's brother's name? Horus. Okay, they're like Set and Horus. Morpheus and neocortex are like Set and Horus. Okay, so when Morpheus is in the night and you are in your dream world, your cognitive abilities, your critical thinking faculties are often put to rest or subsided. Okay, so you can believe in the dream. Do you understand? However, whenever you rise from your dream, what's supposed to kick in is your neocortex, your ability to think and change on the spot, right? According to what's in front of you. So Neo is talking with Dream. Here they are talking to each other. This is real, right? Morpheus said, well, what is real? Because if you're talking about, you know, and it's funny, but he said the electrical signals, and I always say we are electric beings. It's funny, we're not plugged into anything, but Morpheus said, if you're talking about the electrical signals, okay, I like what Divine Feminine says, authenticity has 4,000 times more energy and force than love. Straight up, guys, straight up. So Morpheus says, if you're talking about the electrical signals that's sent throughout your body to your brain, then it is real, right? Because you can feel it, you can taste it, you can touch it, right? You can hear it, you can see it. So these are what we call your five senses that tell us that something is real, okay? So what Morpheus is saying is if you're basing it on your sensories, it is real. So guys, this is Morpheus talking though. He asked the dream, was this real? Because he's in a dream. Morpheus is gonna say this is real. We know it's not, but to Morpheus, it's real. Morpheus does not represent your biological vessel in the real world. Morpheus represents your mind, okay? Your illusionary state. When you are sleeping, not awake, it doesn't represent the neocortex. So what I want to explain to you guys is this. Whether you are asleep dreaming or daydreaming or reminiscing on an old memory, arguing, whatever the case may be, watching a TV show, the news, or anything like that, these things are going into your mind and they are not real. They're not real. They're words, family. Right? You're hearing these things, they go into your mind, and what you're doing is hearing them, and your emotions follow. And so it becomes very difficult for us to see the difference between our emotions and what's real, because like Morpheus said, hey, if you can feel it, if you can touch it, sense it, then it's real. Right? And so if I feel emotion from what we're discussing, then it must be real. But no, you're essentially crying over spilled milk, especially if you're arguing over things from the past. I saw a girl do a video last night. I've been asking her why she's bothering me. This girl literally said the reason that she's bothering me is because I did something to her, and she pulls up a video from 9 months ago, where I'm interviewing a guy. I took time to call this guy for an interview, to interview him on my channel. The purpose of the interview is to get all that this man has in him out of him onto this platform, so all of the listeners can get a whole synopsis of who this person is and then criticize how he thinks. Because the goal is to help people. My goal for my channel is not to get people on my channel so all of the commentators or the listeners can come up and scold them. That's not the purpose of my channel. My channel was for understanding, so that generations that come after me can grow and be better than we are. That's my goal. So this guy said he had 7 children by 7 baby mothers, and he wasn't taking care of them because those women he was sleeping with, what he called was jump offs. Okay. He said these women were not worthy of a relationship, and they knew that. They were just having fun. And he told them, I don't want kids. He told them the whole time. And when they got pregnant, they took these babies full term. And because it was done without his approval, without his agreement, he says, I'm not taking care of these children. Upon asking him, why are you like that? He goes into that one time he really wanted a baby. And the woman that he wanted this baby with, she went and ended the life of that baby. And he said to himself, well, if she can do that when I want the baby, then I don't have to take care of it when she wants the baby. And so there began his crooked philosophy. And what I was explaining to him is, while that makes sense that you derive one thing from another and this makes up who you are, what you're not considering is that there are children out here that you made that you're not going to be a father to. So your logic is destroying these children's life. And we can all full well believe in something. It don't mean it's right, family. So yeah, he was emotional about his decision. He felt like that decision was righteous because he was wronged. The child that he wanted was ended, even though he wanted the child. And he said, nobody criticized that woman. They said it's her body and her choice. So isn't this my body and my choice? The only difference is the child is alive. And so now I'm looked at as a bad person. Listen, I understood where the man was coming from. But what I was saying to him is that, brother, these children want their daddy. They need him. They need you. You have a sharp mind, even in the way he expressed his wrongness. Why don't you clean it up and go be there for your children? Forget all that logic that you're using. Your children need you regardless of what you say, regardless of those women's morals, regardless of whether you guys were just sleeping around. Your children need you. They need you, man. And so me and a group of other people were on the platform trying to talk to him about, what about when these children grow up and they confront you about this and they ask you, why wasn't you there for me? You're going to tell them because your mama was a hoe? I wasn't there for you. My future self, my DNA, my ancestors, my flesh and blood, my legacy, because you was made with a hoe. It was a holy act. You did a holy act with a hoe, didn't you? So, okay, so you're going around doing holy acts with people, and you don't want what come from the holy act. You're blasphemous and you're lying to God. That's what you're doing. And this was the conversation. Go take care of your child, because you can't use excuses now to abandon your child, right? Because that's going to create a cycle. Because what if they do what you do to theirs? So now, because a woman hurt you, because and unfortunately, she ended your child when you wanted this child. Yo, she's not doing these things that you're doing. Like it's in the past. She's already done that to you. So you're saying because she did that to me, this is what I'm going to do to 7 other children. So the one child I wanted didn't get to live because she had autonomy and she chose to end my baby. Well, the 7 children that I created thereafter won't get me in their life because of what that woman did. It's not right. The woman comes up on the stage and comes up on the platform that I'm referring to. And what she wants to do is scold the brother. She keeps telling him over and over, you're broken, you're broken, you're broken. And while that could be true, that offends him. Stop calling me broken. She continues to call him broken. He eventually calls her back out of her name, which she should understand because she uses this as an excuse to call people gay now. If they say something to her, whatever the case may be, fake activist, whatever, she wants to say, you're gay. So she can understand why the guy called her a bitch, because she called him broken several times. But she doesn't understand that. She believes that everyone on that panel should protect her. And guess what? They actually did. But in the video last night, she said no one protected her. In the video last night, she said, I didn't speak to the point that she said about women should be respected because their lives are near end whenever they're carrying a child. And so if a woman decides to keep a child, whether you want the baby or not, why don't you just respect the woman because she's putting herself at harm's risk, right? At death's door. And this is to be said without the sheer facts that times are a lot better now, okay? The woman should always be respected for bringing you that life. for being the matriarch, for creating that baby inside of her womb. But it's not how it used to be in the survival world, okay? Most pregnancies make it full term and the woman is healthy. Back then, most pregnancies ended in her dying. So because of the medical improvements that we've made, it's no longer you're at death's door. Do you understand? In most cases, does this make sense? And so her argument was that it takes nothing for a man to pass a seed on. It takes everything for a woman to bring that seed forward. True. But what the brother is trying to say here is, well, I'm going to show you guys, because it's easy to get lost into the tit for tat trying to explain things game. And so what I said is I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to start playing the truth and playing the facts, because it's fortunate that people do that and things end up that way. So I'm going to give you guys an example of what I mean, because if you keep chasing down lies, you'll just end up spiraled out and you won't be creating your life and your destiny. So I'm going to show you the video. She stopped this video at a certain point yesterday. And it's obvious that she did it to be deceitful. She didn't want it to continue. But I want to continue it from that point and show you that I did everything that she said I didn't do. And I'm going to show you why it's not important to sit here and go back and forth with people, because you know who you are. And what purpose is it of you to prove anything to anybody? If that person is able to distract and manipulate others, let them. Because when you stop to go try and get your flock back, so to speak, by telling them the actual truth so they don't go spinning their wheels, what happens, guys, is you're actually spinning yours in doing that. Does this make any sense? Both of you guys are not fulfilling your destiny. Does that make any sense? I'm hoping that it does. Let me go to my history real quick, because I was just looking at that video. Let me see here. Okay, guys, let's watch this quick video. So I want you guys to see how easily it is to be manipulated and how easy it is to come off of your path to do something that you even feel is righteous. We feel it's righteous to justify and speak up for ourselves and correct wrongs that have been misinterpreted about us. We feel it's right. But listen, guys, if you could stand in front of God, God would say, trust me. As you walk through the valley of the shadow of death, you should fear no evil, because I am there with you. You don't have to speak for yourself. You don't have to keep running to everybody to try and make sure that they see that you're actually a good person, that you're not a bad person. If you're doing that, you'll have that. You'll have the convincing people that you are a good person, but what you won't have is your purpose and destiny. You will not have manifested those things because you didn't take the time to do those. And I'm faithful to bless those who give their time and energy to manifesting their dreams. So if you give your time and energy to proving you're a good person, that's what you will have. But the reward for a good person is not the reward you're seeking. So if I want a life of abundance for my family, if I want a life of abundance for the people that listen to my content, then the path that I am taking is far from that, frankly. And I have to be a good enough navigator to realize when I've lost my way, and it's time for me to use my compass and get back to where I need to be. Okay, but here's an example of how distracting these things can be, family. Let's go here.
Before I even did that, you said bitches.
That's some bitch ass shit to do. When I'm
I think you a bitch for not taking care of your kids and being a hypocrite. Right. That's why I asked you when you named all those different forms of women. I asked you which one were you. You didn't answer.
I ain't no fucking woman. It's your bitch ass.
Well, you're a bitch. You might not be a woman, but you're a bitch. You damn sure a bitch. Because if my dad or my brother was standing next to me, I bet you I wouldn't be a bitch.
Ain't the average nigga can't whoop me.
But if a man was standing,
the average nigga can't whoop me. Fuck is you talking about?
I hate that my mic is so low. People just come on my panel and override me when they're talking. And as you can see, I'm trying to stop this because she is being very critical. She's insulting when this whole bill was trying to talk sense into the brother. And I'll let you guys see that as well. But first, I want you guys to just see this really quickly because let's just play it.
Man, nigga, I can see right through your ass.
Neo, listen, chill.
You're like a fucking transgender. Fuck out my face.
Now I'm a transgender because you
Time to
a
end the line.
deadbeat nigga. Now I'm transgender.
See, a deadbeat, that's true. The other shit ain't.
But see, according to her logic, if she calls him a name, he can call her whatever. But now she doesn't live by that model. Well, let's continue.
True. I can accept the truth.
I listen. I moved Neo for a moment so she could get herself together real quick. Okay. I don't want to do that. I want to stick to the point, to the actual points. Okay. So I don't want to get into the insulting thing or trying to insinuate or straw man you. It's not about how much money you have, none of that type of stuff. I really wanted to get to the heart of the conversation. All right. So
I told you, bro, I'll be respectful. I'll be respectful or disrespectful. But when I'm trying to correct you, I'm saying, bro, I'm trying to tell you that's not me. You can call me a deadbeat. I accept that. I accept anything true about me. But when I'm trying to correct you, don't get mad how I respond to the disrespect. You could be a better man. I could have said something different. And the thing about it, I was going to apologize, but she kept doing the shit. So I'm like,
the thing is, I thought we had actually moved past it when Brother Clarence.
In my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna apologize before I get off this hoe at 7:30. But she picked it back up.
I appreciate that, house. Can I ask you another question? Sorry, if your dream woman has kids, are you okay with looking after those kids?
I'm not getting with a woman that got kids.
Okay.
I mean, can I say something? I feel like that there's a group of people who ask the questions because they want to understand him, and then there's a group of people that just come on here to ask questions just because you either want to see if you can catch him in something or you want to see if you can change his mind. And I feel like Clarence is asking questions. I definitely feel it when Wesley asks questions, and I think most importantly, Hypocrite can feel it, man. I think he can feel it when you're genuinely asking questions.
You can tell when someone's wanting to pick a fight, like they want to sit here and lecture you and scold you right now, say something that that other people may agree with. It may even be accurate, but this is not about scolding someone. Okay, you're not going to be able to cuss the man out and make him go take care of his kids. We're trying to inspire him to go take care of his kids, to build him up. We know that this comes from a low vibrational place. Where he's coming from is a state of hurt. So we're trying to say, listen, brother, you have something to offer your children. I don't know if you're abandoning your children because you don't feel worthy, but I can listen to you talk. I can hear that you have some sense, and I can know that a child could gain from that. And if you had a father to raise you the right way, why don't you go and give those lessons to your children? You got 7 of them. But what she wants to do is be like, you a mother, you this, you that, you a deadbeat, you lame, the world don't need you. And all these things may be equally true, but this is not the angle that we're taking. So I removed it so we don't distract from the whole purpose, right? And now all of a sudden, what I did to her was remove her from a platform. That's what I did to her, was take her off the platform. Okay, now let's continue.
Yeah.
Or when you just trying to tag because you just want to try to change the way he thinks. I come on here because I really just want to understand.
Yeah, I want to know.
Some people come from different lives, man. I've got a buddy that's just like that, and he just now starting to learn. Like, man, I can't keep rolling through.
But the reason I asked, bro, like I told you, I met my brother at 28. He could have been a girl. That's the reason I said what I said. As far as like, that can easily happen. We stayed 20 miles away. I wasn't raised by my mother or my dad. They both abandoned me. You feel what I'm saying? I could have easily slept with my I'm like him. I used to sleep with a lot of damn women. One night stands, it didn't damn matter. So I could have easily slept with my own sibling, man. That's why we should, when you got kids, you gotta let your kids know each other. That's all I was saying. I wasn't trying to trick them and then like that. But I'm just saying, you gotta let your kids know each other, because you don't, that can easily happen.
You see how we're using logic to try and get him to understand that years from now, this can be a problem. And here's the ways it can be problems. And we're trying to talk to this brother about the actual problems that can come from this, instead of just saying you a piece of shit, you ain't shit daddy, baby daddy, you a deadbeat. This does not give the person any insight. It only beats them up. And guys, if you want to go back to taking people down to town hall where the public can just go out there and call them hoes and harlots and dogs, that's fine. But if you think that begets good behavior, you're crazy. It doesn't. People need to know how to be better, yo. They just do. But let's continue.
Right, it don't take one night for 2 of your children to have babies together. That's kind of weird.
No, I understand, bro. Look, I'm an open person, but I'm actually a respectful person. There's a few things that she said that was trying to get a reaction out of me and got one. You feel me? So
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, if you come with some sense with me, I'm gonna come with some sense with you. I don't just disrespect people just to disrespect people. I'm not a disrespectful person, but I like to be disrespectful if I can. If you open up that door for me to be disrespectful to you, I will. Cause guess what? I box. I'm confrontational, but I'm not gonna do that. I can be confrontational and verbally box with women, not physically. You feel me? That if I choose to do that. But I gave you a chance. If I come up in here and call people grapists, you know what I'm saying? Broken from what? I've been trying to answer Mr. Clarence. I've been trying to answer Kevin, you know what I'm saying, in a respectful and knowledgeable manner so y'all can understand people. But when you come on here and try to antagonize somebody, and then you start poking the motherfucking bear, and the bear start growling, like, bro, come on. This is the internet. This is for content.
I'm the same way. I grew up the same way. I'm from the streets. I grew up boxing, all the same. So I understand exactly how you think. So I've been around men. Now, I'm not the type of man to call women bees. Never have in my life. And like literally, I haven't in my whole life. But I know when men say that, they're not actually being derogatory. You see what I'm saying? Necessarily. But I know women do receive it in that way as well. So when you say it on this platform, I know kind of what you're saying because I know where you're from. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know.
I didn't say you a bitch. I said bitches.
Right. And I know
it's two different. It's two different connotations on it. So I understand what you're saying. Because if I would say women don't respond in those type of ways.
Listen, guys, I was raised by my grandmother, right? So I grew up in the streets, but I mean, most of it we couldn't even go outside. So grew up by my grandmother. You don't use words like that with women at all. And so when I get out, go to school and be around my friends, and they would call women bees, like just as if it was just a word. They weren't saying that they are bees, but they would be like, "What are bees at?" And it always offended me. I'm like, "Why you got to call them bees?" You know. And then I had to understand that they don't mean it like that. It still always vexed my soul. Well, I didn't say it, but I understood that that's how they meant it. You know. So again, it's a turn of phrase that I think should be eliminated from our culture, just like calling men niggas and calling each other niggas and things of that nature. These are not healthy words, but I have seen even women use these words colloquially with their friends. Hey, B, you crazy, and they do this. And so the same way, I think men and women use this term in some cases where it's not being derogatory. You understand? But let's continue.
Dr. Carter has been responding as a woman would.
Yeah, that's because that other girl knew what you were trying. She knew that you weren't referring. So.
Yeah.
But even what I'm saying was for Dr. Carter, because I could tell she equally was offended at that word. So I can understand that, it hits a tough place. But I'm saying when they say it colloquially, bees in that moment just means women. I promise you. I know it sounds crazy, but it's just like when women say men ain't shit or niggas. A lot of times they're not actually thinking like I'm about to say something mean about it. You know what I mean? So it's not literally how they're thinking. When a man call a woman a bee, meaning to her directly, he's saying she's being disrespectful. Like that's how a man call a woman an asshole. So if he said, "Don't call me broken," and she continued to call me broken, he now feels like he can call her how he sees her. Now, do I say it's right? No, I don't think we should do that. That's why I said I believe we should be respectful of our own selves first. So if I were him, I wouldn't have done that. But I'm not going to upset the whole show and then go in on him for what he just said. You understand? And also for her, I wanted her to chill because I didn't want her to say anything to embarrass her own self, right? Or put her own self. Now, this is before I knew her, that this is actually her personality. I thought that she was caught up in the moment. This man has 7 children. He ain't taking care of them. So I'm thinking she's mad for those children, and that's why she's behaving this way. This is my first interaction with Neo, okay? So this is her coming on my platform to say, I've been following you for a while and things of that nature, but I didn't know her. So I'm thinking that she got herself out of character, and I was trying to protect her from getting herself out of character even further. But now I've learned that this is exactly who she is. So let's continue. Out there in the light that she knows she's not like. He gonna be able to say whatever he wants to her. It ain't gonna bother him. So if she's on here and she lets him bring that out of her, she'll likely regret the things that she says. And she's emotional. She wants these children to have a parent. So she's caught up in that. So that's why I got her off, because I didn't want to see her say more things that she would regret later. She's caught up in. That's why she's going at it like that with him, tit for tat. We're getting off the point. She made some great points, but again, she was getting off the point a bit. So one of the points that she made was that women, their bodies, they get near death when they bring forth life, and we need to give more respect to what she has to go through, that process of bringing forth life. My thing is that's the actual plan. When the man says, I'll give you my life going forward, I'll protect you and the child going forward, he is doing that. He's honoring the fact that she put her life at risk for 9 months. He's going to do that for the next 18 or longer years. He'll die for that child. So she does get it back. You understand? And so she said, I never addressed the part where she says men should respect a woman's bodies, a body. And this is exactly where I respond to that by saying that this is a submission that is on both people's parts. The man is saying, I will protect you with my life while you carry this baby and risk your life. So I'm risking my life while you risk your life, because if anybody bothers you, I'll die behind that. And if you bring the child to full term, I'll still protect you and the baby with my full life. I'll use my utility, my strength to protect and provide for y'all, because he wants to get into the future as well. He wants a future self. She does too. And so we know how it works. She got 9 months to carry this child. He has 18 years. 1 + 8 is 9. Okay. Numerology, 9 and 9. Ain't that amazing? 9 months to carry it. Nine. As far as 18 years, it comes with the 9 to raise them. We know it takes more than that, right? Sometimes a baby's born in less time than that and more than that. But it's just amazing how these things cycle, right? In our world, how we look at them, right? At every major age, 12, 18, 15, quinceañera, it's your 15th birthday, right? 21, all these are multiples of 3, right? Just like, again, I always say that we are copying the clocks. We're copying my aunt. It's funny, but it goes everywhere. But I said all that to say, family, that this is a transaction here. It's a trade. While the woman is risking her body, she's risking her biological vessel to bring forth a child. The man is saying, in respect of that, I'm going to make sure that while you do that, you're taken care of. You have everything that you need to survive. I will protect you even after you have the child with my utility and my strength. Okay, so he is submitting to her. And so a lot of times, even in this world, guys, women have a real problem with the word submission. And I think it's because it sounds like it means you're subject to me. It does not mean that. You get one life to live, family, and your life is yours. Nobody disagrees with that. Your life is yours to live. However, survival is best with another person. And so the universe it's a game. Who can you survive the best with? Because here's the kicker. You can choose not to invest in that, but you don't get a future self. You don't get to continue your line. You don't get to keep living. So your life is one and done unless you're not selfish and choose to give your life and share it with somebody else. Do you understand? So again, if you're going to share a life with somebody and create a life with somebody, there's going to be a submission on both sides. He is saying, I can use my money, my strength, my utility to take care of myself and live a life of fortune if I want to. He could just travel the world, sleep with whoever he wants, do whatever he wants, buy what he wants, make as much money as he wants to. Don't take care of none of them kids like that guy up here is doing. That's what he could do. Or he could say, I submit my strength and my energy to that of another and make sure that she has all that she needs. In that way, I actually believe that men submit more to women. A lot of men may not like this, and we'll have to have a debate on this one day, but I believe that men submit to women. I don't believe women submit to men. I believe that men are submitting to women. I submit to 2 of them. I do. You know why? I'm clearly stronger than them, and I buy them everything that they want. They don't have to twist my arm. They couldn't twist my arm. They couldn't make me do shit for them if I didn't want to. They couldn't make me do shit for them. They couldn't make me take care of my kids. They couldn't make me come to their rescue. They can't make me open doors for them. They can't make me do a damn thing for them if I don't want to. I mean, they couldn't even make me if they tried. Do you understand? Now, however, I can make them do some things even if they didn't want to. It would be wrong, but I have the strength to do so. So back in the caveman days, men wasn't asking. They's knocking you over the head and pulling you in the cave. In this world we live in, men are coming and saying, will you marry me? Will you be with me? Will you? Because he can't use his strength to dominate, even though his strength is sufficient to dominate. So what does he have to do if he wants that woman to be in his life? He has to submit. Do you guys understand? Okay, again, for any man who disagrees with this thought, okay, who's the strongest? The horse or the rider? Who's the strongest, family? I think we would all say the horse is, right? But who's submitting to who, family? Who takes the rider everywhere he wants to go? When the rider says, whoa, who stops? When the rider says, giddy up, who goes? The horse does, doesn't he? Who does the horse approval? The horse wants to earn the rider's approval, right? It gets excited when the rider strokes him, brushes his hair, tells it good things, but the horse is stronger. So how is it that the rider is able to use this horse to navigate the world, win races, go to horse shows, whatever the fuck he want to use that animal to do? He can do that, but this horse is stronger. Why is he able to do that? Because the horse is submitting, even though it's the stronger of the two. Does this make any sense to you? So when you as a man says, I want this woman to marry me, you kneel down on your knee, making yourself shorter than somebody who you're likely taller than. Okay, by majority, you're likely taller than this woman. You're likely stronger than this woman, but you are asking her, requesting that she takes your hand in marriage so that you can use your utility to take care of her, to protect her. She's not opening your doors for you. You open them for her. She's not pumping your gas. You pumping hers. Meet Jane Jetson. She got her hand out before she leave the house for your bread. She's telling you send her bread. Matter of fact, I just thought about it. Let me send some bread. So yeah, it's one of those things where it's like that man is submitting because if the woman could really realize this, these men are not your fathers. They don't have to take care of you. They don't have to do any of these things. They can make promises and don't do it. And many women have seen that when this man ain't there for his children, he's not there to have her back. He's not there to support her in any way. And she can see what a no good ass man look like, right? But a man who's there for you, he don't have to be. That's your daddy's job. See, my daughter right now has a daughter, and both of them live with me. I take care of them both. I provide a roof over their heads because that's my job. But my daughter's job is to find a man who's willing to do those things in place of me. And she goes and marries him and leaves my flock. Do you understand how that works? But that man needs to submit himself to her and say, look, I don't have to do this for anybody, but I want to do this for you. And when a woman gets a man to do that, all she has to do is be grateful, be supportive, keep him strong while he goes and uses his strength for her, keep him healthy while he goes and uses his resources for her, love him, tell him what he needs to hear, support him. What's wrong with those things? That's like me having a strong, capable horse, but I don't want to brush his hair. I don't want to feed him. I don't want to tell him that he's fast. I don't want to tell him that he's strong. I don't want to do none of that. I think the horse shouldn't have to hear it. I think they should just be strong and efficient on their own. That's a little crazy because you're banking on this horse to get you to success, to win the race for you. Do you understand? University Gifted said, men don't submit, women do. What's wrong with the woman proposing to a man? Again, what's wrong with the woman proposing to a man is the woman is not going to say, I yield my strength and my protection to you. You understand? The woman must wait for a man who's willing to yield his strength and protection to her. She don't have the strength to protect him. She don't have it. It would be a broken thing. Now, we can do whatever we want to in this fake matrix. If a woman want to get on her knees and propose due to some type of tradition thing, that's fine. But it makes no sense. It makes no sense. See, when the man yields his life to her and say, I'll protect you, I'll make sure that you're taken care of, then she can trust this man that she can say, okay, if I give him the nurturing that he needs to be a strong man, I got to make sure that he's going to use that strength that comes from my nurturing to provide. It has to be a full thing. But if it's not, now I'm nurturing a man who has no interest in providing for me. That's a broken thing. So if she goes and gets on her knees and says, what's she going to say? I ask you to take my hand in marriage so I can protect you and provide for you? No, he needs to be making that declaration. He's the one with the strength. She can't bend his arm. He has to be willing to do these things. Do you understand? And when the woman says, okay, I trust this man's utility, I trust his strength, I will now submit my nurturing to him. I can nurture anybody I want to. I can nurture any of these men, but I'm going to choose to nurture this man. I'm going to choose to feed this man's mind. I'm going to choose to make this man feel better about himself. I'm going to choose to make this man feel like a king and a conqueror. I'm going to choose to make this man's children my own. I'm going to choose to nurture this man's children because this man I trust. This is a righteous man. This is how it works, family. If you are a man and you do not understand that you are submitting, it's mind-blowing. It's literally mind-blowing. Again, and that's my theory. Maybe someone may see that differently. And like I said, I'm open to a debate, but the stronger of the two is the man. And he is on his knees dedicating his life to you. Why you don't see that as submission? He don't have to do that shit. He can stay out here and keep. Actually, people criticize these men. Why don't you settle down? Why don't you settle down with one lady? Why don't you can't make him do none of that shit. So he's submitting. Why? Men love multiple women. You look at us when we're single, we'll tell you we love women, man. We do. We'll have as many as we can handle. We'll have as many as are willing to deal with us. And they can blame us for it at the end. But if 10 of them are willing, I'm going to be with 10 of them. And that's how most men think. So his nature, if he does not submit it, he'd be with any woman who we want to be with, who would let him. But when a man submits himself to you, he's saying, you got my loyalty. When women give me an opportunity to sleep with them, I won't take those opportunities. Even though life is about being successful biologically, I'm going to honor our commitments. I'm going to only be with you and you only. And if it's a poly group, with y'all and y'all only, I am now going to have some type of control, some type of discipline that I can't just share myself with everybody. That's him submitting to you. When she says, I will only give my body to you, I'm only going to bear your children, she's submitting to him because we know there's other suitors. And if she wants to, she can sleep with him, right? Peace to you, Media Lit. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, you guys. So the purpose of this live is to get back centered and focused on manifesting your true goals. But I'm just dealing with some of these points because, guys, for the last year or so, I may get my focus back for a moment and go and create and become very successful with it. But it's easy to be snatched from grace, family, and be right there in the midst of arguing over the past again. It's other people's opinions again, other people's lies again. And before you know it, all the energy you're putting into protecting yourself and straightening out your name, it's not energy that you're putting into manifesting your dreams and goals. And in the end, you're going to be sitting there saying, I failed because life is not promised. It's not promised. And your mission is greater than you. It's more than about you. It's about your ancestors. It's about your village. It's about the world. So we have to say, how can I center myself and get back to my focus and my purpose and get out of ego? Ego where I want everyone to like me. Ego where I want everyone to believe in me. Ego where I want everyone to know I'm a good person. Life is not like that. That's not life. Life, people have different perspectives. Life, some people are not going to like you. In life, some people are going to dish you. Nothing you can say is going to be right in some people's eyes. And I have gotten lost in trying to make myself right in everybody's eyes. If I say something that I think is righteous, sometimes the very person would have that same opinion, but they don't like that opinion coming from you because you're a man, because you black, because they don't like you for whatever reason. So you cannot bask in that. You got to be like Jesus. You just got to see who wants your message. Jesus says, let the dead bury the dead. What that means is let these fools argue with fools. If they want to be stuck in the past on dead things that have no life anymore, let them. But I'm looking for people who are focused on my Father's work, who are focused on moving forward, not who want to go into the past and argue about the past. You can know you're right, and you still don't have to take time to deal with these fools. That's why Jesus would simply say, as the parable, man, who do you say that I am? Jesus, I heard you did this and this. Well, what do you say? He didn't take the time to explain it. This is a place that I want to get to in my life, to where I don't give a fuck what people are saying. What do you say? Because what people are saying is not me. It's not you. Your body of work is going to consist of what people see you doing. The lies, let them live. People will lie on you. None of us are exempt, and I got to grow up. I got to realize that like everybody else, I can be lied on too. It doesn't matter how good I've been to people. It doesn't matter if I think it's wrong. Here's my biggest matrix, guys. Morals. Morals. I will try and control somebody with morals. And if they don't have them, it's a lost cause. If you notice, guys, my go-to move is, that's wrong to do. Why did you do that? I didn't deserve that. It's either right or wrong with me, right? Why this isn't healthy, why this isn't right. People don't care. So I'm expecting people to hear morals and respond to morals as a compass. They don't care. So here's me. I'm dumb, y'all. Look, check this out. Here's what happens in life. And I hate to call me dumb, but I am. Everybody can be stupid sometimes. I'm in a fight, right? And we're saying, hey, don't kick below the belt. I said, don't kick below the belt. Then they kick me below the belt. Here go my dumb ass. But you ain't supposed to kick below the belt. That wasn't the rules. You cheated. You said you wouldn't kick below the belt, and now you did it. Now, in a fight, do you win a fight that way? Is that how you win a fight? Somebody sock you in the face, and you want to talk about it, the wrongness of it. That's wrong what you did there. I wasn't hitting you, and you just came over here and hit me. You're trying to talk with somebody who just punched you in the damn face, bro. What is morals going to do right now? What do morals do right now? You shouldn't have hit me. I didn't hit you first. That hurt, you hitting me. It bothered me. I wasn't bothering you, and here you come. I asked you to leave me alone. When do that work? So I'm spinning my wheels, wasting time, expecting everybody to be a good soul, expecting everyone to be righteous when it comes to their morals. At that point, they just hit you again because they don't give a damn. And they're like, oh, they're happy you have morals. They're happy that you have boundaries so they can exploit them. Oh, so he ain't the type to cuss somebody out and call them out their name. That means I can cuss him out, call him out his name, and he won't return fire. It's funner that way. Because in all actuality, all of us hate to be cussed out and called out of our names. So imagine how many times I've been called gay, a scammer, a liar, a manipulator of women, right? A user of women. Imagine how many times I've been called that. If I start saying, you bitch, you ugly motherfucking bitch, I guarantee you they'll say, I can't believe you called me that. Because now morals will matter. But guess what will also happen? The people who respect me, they're going to say, I can't believe you talking like that. I can't believe it. So who loses? Me. I lose. I still would lose. Some people say, somebody said, when you play around with pigs in mud, and this was wise advice. This gentleman told her, when you play around, when you wrestle with pigs, you get up with mud. Someone else told her, well, you can just wash the mud off. No, you cannot. No, there's bacteria in this mud. There's behaviors, there's habits in this mud. You cannot just wipe it off. Because see, once you wrestle with pigs, you learn to fight like a fucking pig. And there ain't no rules. You can say whatever you want to each other. You can do whatever you want to each other, all in the name of anger or war. And you believe it has nothing to do with your actual morals or character. We was just in a fight. Example, somebody come up to me and hit me. I can believe that hitting is wrong, but if I hit them in that moment, am I wrong? You would say no, because they hit you, right? But to a person who simply believes hitting is wrong, they are violating their principles by hitting you back even. This is the scripture that many people don't understand in the Bible when it says, turn to them the other cheek. We say that don't make no damn sense. Turn to the other cheek. So if they hit me, if they slap me, give to them the other cheek. Well, because you say it's not right to hit, right? Why would you let someone else's behavior bring you off your path? But why would I be expected to sit here and just be expected to get hit? Jesus did. Ain't that what they say? Jesus allowed himself to be publicly ridiculed, publicly lashed, publicly hung. And he was God who could have called down legions of angels to stop it all, but yet allowed it. What is this parable for us to understand? You can call down legions. You can go get your relatives. You can do whatever. You can call forth every ancestor that put DNA inside of you and fight with all your might and everything in you to clear your name, to not be put through this fire, to not be sacrificed, to not be crucified. You can do all of that if you want to. but it's a waste of time because they will do it anyway. It's not up to you. And that's what you got to understand. And that's why it's important to be focused on your mission. That's why we sending money, and I'm sitting here talking to y'all. Like it's y'all fault, right? It ain't y'all fault. It's mine. I'm the one that's not focused right now. Let me do this really quickly. You know the song that says, try Jesus? Right? That's saying that I'm not built like that, right? Try Jesus. Don't try me, right? Cause I fight. Cause I got hands. Is how it goes, or something like that. That's by Toby Nwigwe. Try Jesus. Don't try me. Cause I fight. Right? All of us are not there yet. But that fight, while you're there fighting, is your mission being fulfilled? Is it? And we all have to ask ourselves, is it or is it not? And if you're standing here in 2024 and you're saying to yourself, man, I want my life back. I want my future back. I want my potential back. It's time to take it back. And I'm about to tell you exactly how to do it. Okay. While I'm sending that, I'm gonna let this video play a little bit more. Okay, 1 second. So it's not that we're disrespecting her while she's carrying this child. He's simply saying that, yo, in a world that we live in, that woman will end that same baby's life, that if she don't want it, that she'll hound you about taking care of it if she does. But if you want the child, she'll still use her right, execute her right to eliminate that child. Do we think that's right, family? Before we just judge this man with all of our projections, do we think that's fair that women will do that? We don't think what he's doing is right either. I don't think what he's doing is right, but he's responding to something else that's wrong. Do you think that's right, ladies? If a man says he wants the child that's in your belly, do you feel like you should give it to him? Or do you feel like you have a right to end that child's life, to end his life? Do you think that?
I think it's a discussion that has to be had between two people. I mean, you need the egg. You need the egg, women can have a right to do that? You need the egg and you need the sperm. So the baby is 50-50%, 50% from a man, 50% from a woman. I think it's important to have that discussion. If a man wants a child and a woman doesn't, and she is pregnant, then that's a discussion they need to have. At the end of the day, if that woman decides she wants to go and have an abortion, she's going to go ahead and do it anyway.
What do you think, though? Do you think that that's right or wrong? Because you're telling him he's wrong.
It's not right and it's not wrong, because I see what your point you're making. You're making the point that, okay, if she is able to go and get rid of this child because she wants to do that, if he says, well, I don't want this child, I'm not going to support it and be in, it's kind of like the same thing. I mean, that's the point you're making. It's the same thing. And I get that. But that's the problem with us, is that we need to think about these things before we get to the point of having sexual intercourse without a condom, so that you're not making these decisions afterwards and being like, oh shit, I made a mistake. You're doing this, you're thinking about it before. That way you don't make the mistake of being in that situation. If I'm going to sleep with a man, I need to know what his views on are having children. And
now, guys, now right there, I'm hoping we understand something, that we are all the same, even though we're in different vessels and different bodies. What ladies were looking at in this guy was literally a representation of themselves, and they hate it. They hate it. A man who says, my body is my own, my autonomy, and if I don't want them kids, I don't have to have them. That's what ladies look like in today's world. They say, even if I have sex, if I do the holy act, if I don't want to have this child, I can end it. And men are complaining. They're saying, I want my baby. I want to raise my child, but I don't want to have a child right now. Whatever the case may be, it's going to change her life. Whatever case, she don't want to have a child with this man. It was just fun for her. But whatever case may be, it's her rights, right? And so whatever he says, so what or what he says? The baby ain't coming in this world. Now, when it comes to that, what you have is a dead baby. Now, what we want to do is we want to be liars. See, you say we love our father who is the devil because he is of many lies, and we love to lie like our father. because lying is of a lower vibration, right? And so we love to lie because our Father is of a lower vibration, the God that rules the flesh world, right? And so using that scripture, I want you guys to think about this. We lie because we love our Father of lies. We say that's not a baby. We say that's an embryo. We call it something that we know. We call it. Now just think about this. If I take sugar, flour, nutmeg, and all these ingredients and blend them up and put them into a container, right? A pan, and I put them in the oven, and somebody stomps by and goes and knocks it out the oven, and I say, man, you ruined my cake. And they go, well, it wasn't a cake yet. It had all the ingredients of a cake. If you just let it bake, it will become a cake like it was a cake. Ladies, could you imagine being a man, okay? And the only way you get a child is if another vessel outside of you wants a child too. And they can tell you, I got your child in my belly and I'm ending it. I'm pregnant and I'm ending it. Or they don't have to tell you at all. You don't get a say so in that. So you can just complain till you're blue in the face. This is much like this situation. This man has 7 children and he doesn't want to take care of them simply because he didn't want them to be born. So if he had been a girl, he'd be up to 7 abortions right now. And if he had been a girl, nobody would be complaining. So if this guy is a problem, wouldn't women who get continuous abortions be a problem? Because while this man has 7 children who would need him in their life, their children didn't even make it to the world. And what I say is, which is worse? Because people will say, well, you abandoning kids that's here though. That's worse. You not ever even letting them exist. That's worse. So I even on this video, I asked people to vote. Would you rather have a chance at life with a father who abandoned you, or no chance at life because a mother aborted you? Let me hear this in the comments. Give me your answer, guys. Give me an answer. Give me your answer, guys, please. Give me your answers. Please. Would you rather be a child with no father because he abandoned you, but your mother kept you full term? Or would you rather be the child who was aborted by your mother and you never got to see life at all? Answer the question. I would want a chance at life. Okay, Kiwanis, thank you for your honesty. Let's continue. Now we're going to get back to the subject, but this is just kind of what the video was about. Would you want a chance at life, or would you want to just end it all? Fuck it. I don't want life at all. I want a chance at life, point A. So it seems that so far everyone is saying, I'd rather have a life even if my father abandoned me. So he ain't as bad as a woman who aborts their children, right? Because in his scenario, the children still get a chance at life, right? Where in their scenario, the baby don't get to live at all. Do you understand the scenario? Because you're going to make it personal and say, well, a woman, it costs her life. A man, it don't cost his life. We ain't talking about men or women. And see, my platform is not for us. I know you're probably thinking, Kevin, are you biased towards men? Hell no. Are you biased towards women? Hell no. You know who my bias is towards? The children. I don't give a damn about us. I just don't. No. We have grown up. Now we're grown. We can make our own choices. Okay? If you want to live your life a certain way, you get to. You know who I care about? The people who hadn't came here yet. That's who I care about. I was once one of them. And I know that fucked up adults do not raise good children. So I'd rather these adults be fixed so children can get what they need. And I don't really care about the sacrifice of the adult. That's just not what my focus is going to be. My focus is solely on what is healthier for the child. And my focus lies with the child getting its life. And it's simply because all of you guys, even ladies included, said, I'd want a chance at life. So even you guys are saying, even though a woman has risks when carrying a child, you would want a chance at life. Even though you know your mother is risking her life by carrying you, you still rather be born with a deadbeat daddy than not at all with a mother who abandoned you. So it's not right to raise the point of, well, what if the mother is having complications? What if the mother, well, if she's having complications, you got to understand. But what if the mother is doing it just because she's in fear of what can medically happen? just by raising that point. No, no, no. You're going to want life. Let's be real. You'd want life. And you'd want life abundantly. You want a father who's in your life. You want a mother who's in your life. And that's why I told this gentleman here, even though you have a justification for why you're abandoning these children need their daddy. So I know you were hurt in the past, but fuck you. Who cares, bruh? And that sucks because men need someone to care. Women need someone to care. When we're hurting, we're social beings. We want somebody to care. So it's not in a sense of who cares, because we care, but in the greater scheme of things, set your pain and your trauma to the side, because this child is totally innocent. They didn't ask for life. Do you understand? But that was the purpose of the video, but it went way left because she was attacking the brother. And now she's saying that the reason that 9 months later that I found a video on her page saying the worst things about me is because I put her off the show. It makes, it's my channel. It's my channel. If you want to interview this guy and antagonize him, make the phone call to interview him. Nobody on this panel right now, family, knew of this interview that was today. Only me and him. I've never really planned out interviews and things, okay? And just so you guys know, my lives on my YouTube has never done great, ever. I've never had great movement on my channels when I'm live on YouTube. I built my channel through making regular videos, and my videos take off. But if you're not used to doing something, the algorithm's just not going to be there. And my main platform is Facebook, okay? So if you guys wonder why I don't get much movement on YouTube, I never have with live videos. Go back and look at my content. I never have. This video right here only has 4,000 views over a couple years. But the people who see my videos are impacted by the content in the videos. Now, once in a while, I have a video that goes off and does millions and millions of views. For these reasons, people are well acquainted with my material, especially with Facebook. They're always going viral on Facebook. YouTube is a different platform, and it takes different things, whatever the case may be. But my YouTube platform has never been one that as soon as I go live, I got thousands or hundreds of people watching. It's never been that, even though I have many people who are subscribed to my channel. Does that make sense? I don't expect it to be that because it's never been that. You understand? Now, I believe that if I were to go live weekly with times and promotions and letting everybody know who follows me where I am at an exact time, I believe those numbers will build, but it takes work, just like planting a garden. Just like planting a garden. So if I were to get lost in people criticizing how many people are watching my channel or how many views I get, I'd be lost in the sauce because that's not the purpose of my content. My purpose of my content is to raise the vibrations of people who want to be lifted. That's if it's one person or a million people. Does this make sense, family? So we're going to talk about how to break free from the matrix. Let's get back to the point. Remember when Morpheus says, Neo, I can only show you the door. It's up to you to walk through it. The matrix is a lot like hell.
If a man is good,
the mental state of hell, which is a mental state and not an actual place where we go and we die. That's the matrix, family. So the matrix is religion. The matrix is politics. The matrix is sports. For example, okay, we got sports, right? Today's the playoffs. Game's probably going to be starting here shortly. You got the playoffs today. 2 games will be played. Millions of people will be in attendance watching these games. Millions of dollars will be made. But in the grand scheme of things, these games mean absolutely nothing. Now, the players on these teams, they are dedicated, and their lives are dedicated to having good careers. They want to be the fastest player. They want to be the best running back, the best receiver. They all have each individual goals within this fake-ass world. It's not real. In the grand scheme of things, you've been able to dunk a basketball or run a touchdown has no effect on the world whatsoever. It actually is just a distraction. It's actually just entertainment. Now, we feel like it's real, but it's not. Like those video games, like those games we're going to be watching today on the playoffs. I'm going to be there. I like them. I like being distracted too. Okay? 2 good games coming on. I'm going to be watching them. You understand? Chiefs take on the Miami Dolphins. Tariq Hill left. He feels like he got cold weather still in his blood. He's been playing in Miami for the last year or so. I don't believe him. I believe he's going to go down there and get too damn cold. Yeah, Tua Tagovailoa, he gonna go out there and struggle. I think it's Pat Mahomes. They out there in Kansas City. It's cold. They got the weather in their favor, and this is Pat Mahomes. I just see the game going in Pat Mahomes' favor. But again, I can be completely wrong. But again, none of this matters. So just imagine me and another fan. We could argue about this all day. We could talk about stats. We can talk about how often they have met and who's won and lost. You ever watch people commentate on sports? They'll start talking about, well, 3 years ago, the Packers beat the Cowboys. They ain't even got the same players. They'll go back to 1999 who played and who won. And that's why I'm talking about the game that's about to be today. That's what they do. Now, we know that ain't got shit to do with today because 1999 don't even have no players on this team anymore. But we'll somehow try and make it make sense, right? And that's life. We get it. What I'm telling you guys is to fulfill your destiny, you got to break away from sports. You got to break away from politics, social media, because the way out is in. The way out of the matrix, the way out of a fake world is through finding yourself, because you are the only person that's real in this world. There's a person who says they stole the name from me, Neo, because of my great teachings on the matrix. Well, the name is yours. That's perfectly fine. But everyone is Neo. Everyone is the catalyst to their ascension. Everyone is the gateway to their own freedom. Everyone is Neo. Everybody is the one. Everybody, we're all the one. Will you be Neo in the corporate world, going to work every day trying to hack computers? Or will you be the self-realized Neo and break free from the matrix? Which one will you be? Because your neocortex should be cerebral. It should be quick thinking. It should have awareness. But if your neocortex is based in a state of all things that are just illusion, movie, media, the opinions of others, peers, arguments, data that is of last year. We arguing about things that happened in the past. None of that has anything to do with manifesting your destiny and dream. And so that's why I say we got to pull away from it, family. We literally have to. You'll never have your dreams if you're arguing over spilled milk. The milk is already spilled. It's already on the floor. Why are you fighting over it, right? The lie's already been told. Why am I still mad that somebody lied on me 6 years ago? What's the point, Kevin? Grow up. People lie. Bro, you know how much more you could have made by now? How many more things you could have done by now? And you sitting here spinning your wheels over something that's stupid. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? So I'm trying to welcome you guys to a profound exploration of the matrix that literally envelops our lives. The matrix envelops our lives. The matrix is a web of illusions, and it extends beyond religion, politics, media, and social constructs. It resides within us. So it's greater than religion, media, social constructs. It actually resides within us, family. It's in the depths of our own minds. Today, let's unveil the truth that surrounds us, urging us to recognize the matrix's presence in every facet of our existence. This is important because we have to understand what an agent is. And an agent is anyone who's to distract you from your mission. So if it's a bunch of people over here lying on you, talking about you, got propaganda going on you, they are agents. They want to distract you. They're just agents. They actually can't stop your true gift. They can't stop your gift. So you just got to ignore them. And I know that it's very pervasive. It's very provocative. It's difficult to ignore that. But you have to, because none of us is exempt. None of us have a special skill where we can come away from our destiny and it fulfill itself. None of us. So we all have to say, man, I could die today. Do I really want my life to be spent arguing back and forth with people? There's still things I have yet to do. If I pass on today, my children ain't taken care of. I haven't left enough. I haven't amassed enough. I haven't completed what I need to complete. So why am I spending time arguing with people, right? From the dramas with peers to the deceptive narrative spun by society, social media, the matrix is a very pervasive tool. It's time to realize that the way out lies within yourself, family, to break free, to cultivate your own unique skills and talents, for within your own individuality lies unparalleled strength. Do you understand that, family? Within your own individuality lies unparalleled strength. You are the key to your liberation. Armed with the power to strive in authenticity, the matrix loses its grip when you embrace your true self. The matrix loses its grip when you embrace your truest self. So I'm now going to take this journey, and I have before. I got off the path, and it's not on purpose, but I'm human, and it's time for me to get myself back on the path of power, and to thrive in my own authenticity. So I'm back on my journey to self-discovery, finding out what I have in this tank, finding out what my ancestors have gifted me with. And all those things lie underneath my doing. They're behind my eyes. I can't see them. They're in my vessel. I can't touch them. In order for me to manifest these things and witness them and live in the abundance of them, I have to tap into my vessel where all the gifts have been placed, family. So join me on this journey to self-discovery and empowerment as we unravel the illusions and step into the realm of authentic existence. It's time that we break free from the matrix and thrive in the brilliance of our own uniqueness. You have an abundance of gifts and talents that have been poured into you by your ancestors. I keep saying, guys, you're born with everything that you need to survive. You're born with all knowledge, and you guys don't believe me. I can take you through the Bible and prove to you you're born with all knowledge. You are made in what they say is God's image. You know what that means? That you are all knowledgeable. You are all knowing. And you might say, I don't believe I'm all knowing now. I don't believe I'm all knowing. Yes, you are. You're all knowing. The difference is what you're calling knowledge is information. And so information must be gained from outside of yourself. That's what you're calling knowledge. Going to school, learning about the day, learning about history, learning about math, science, arithmetic. These things are what you are calling knowledge. But that's not knowledge, that's information. You understand? Here's knowledge, family. The fact that you can make your skin heal when you have been cut. This knowledge is not in your brain. It's in your biology. It's in your cells. It's knowledge that surpasses information. It's knowledge you had the day you were born. Nobody got to teach you to heal. Nobody has to teach you to process and break down food and send nutrients through your body. Nobody teaches you how to process oxygen. Nobody teaches you how to make your bones grow. Nobody teaches you how to go into puberty. Nobody teaches you how to build a baby. Nobody teaches a baby how to suckle on your tit. Nobody teaches you that your tit is something a baby should suckle on. These are things nature knows without ever reading a book. Your Bible is your body. And I keep telling you guys that every book put here for you to find God is a deceptive way to lure you away from who you truly are. All of these gifts that you say are in these books are actually in you. Those are conduits that you're using to tap into your inner gifts. And you don't believe me. You think I'm lying. You think that these books they really got God in them. You think that God really wrote a book. And I'm trying to tell you that these books are conduits. The cross, the Ankh, they're conduits. They have no power on their own. That's offensive to so many of you because you don't have that understanding yet. But it's you who has that power. That cross never had power. It's the fact that you believe in it that gives it power. And many of you know this because you've seen an Ankh a million times. Prince carried it. You didn't think anything of it until you learned that it was the male and the female joined together to create life, which is representative of Ma'at. And now it has a purpose to you. Now it has meaning. And now you will exchange the cross for the Ankh. But it has no power. It was man-made. It is a concept. It's fake. The only thing that's real is you and your gifts and your skills and what the ancestors put inside of you. Will you see them to fruition? Will you? Will you walk out of the door? Neo, wake up, Neo. Wake up, all of you out there. The door, I can only show you the door. And this is why I say that the matrix is like a mental state of hell, because the door is right there. But you got to let go of beef. And guess what? You don't want to let go of the beef. You want to still argue. You're still mad. You're still invested. So we know the door is right there. And you could just walk out into the real world and be free. There's nobody keeping you here. But hell is the same way. When you're in hell, you want to be there. Hell is a place of anguish, anger, pain. And when you are finally there, when someone finally pisses you off, you're like, well, shit, I'm there now. Somebody can say, calm down. You don't want to calm down. You want to be angry. You want to argue now because you're in hell. You're in hell with that person. The gate is still open. You've never heard it. You've never heard if it's been spoken that there's a gate keeping you into hell. It's open. You can leave when you want. Yes, you give them control over you. When you entertain that, you have given them control, because if they don't control you, you would be over somewhere creating your own dreams, your own manifestations. Look at how they complain about the skits I write. I wrote my skits. I did my productions without anybody's thought in mind. And look at what I accomplished. People who don't have nothing that they should be proud of, they're complaining. I don't like that you do skits. I don't like how you do your content with your page. I don't like how you draw. I don't like how you sing. I don't like the sound of your voice. I don't like your wife's laugh. I don't like, it's a million different things that they don't want to like. Is that my business or theirs? That's part of the freedom that is your birthright, and that is your right to hate me. That's your right to think I'm horrible. That's your right to think I suck, to think I'm lame, to think I'm gay, to think I'm a user, a scammer. That is your God-given right. That's your birthright. And who am I to take that from you? If you want to stay in hell, if you want to stay in the matrix entertaining illusions, not the real version of me, then you stay. Why am I trying to play God and free people from their illusions? Do you understand? Hi, Kevin. Love these type of discussions. I've been watching you for some of your older lives from 5 years ago. These discussions never get old. Keep them coming. I'm back, man. I'm back. I'm tired of being pulled to and fro. Kevin, this is being said about you. This is true. What about 6 years ago when you made this video? What about 2 years ago when you made this? I'm done with that shit. You got it. You spiral out and do that. You do that. I gotta be an example, man. And more than that, I have to be a success. I have a mission and a purpose, and I didn't come here to argue. What I mean is I didn't come to this world to argue. I came here to teach. I came here to grow. I came here to learn. So the door is right there. If you can but put down the beef, if you can but put down the arguments, the crying over spilled milk, if you can put down the ego and want everybody to like you or care about what you're doing, or if you can just put that down and walk out the damn door, the birds will heal you. The streams will heal you. Everything in nature, true nature, true nature. I didn't say God was found in a place of dead wood, in a place where humans built it, a temple made of hands. I'm telling you that God exists in real wood, the trees that have not been chopped down. Nature. This is where even the sound of the birds and the bees elevate your soul and your biological vessel. They make you actually healthier. You guys ever heard of placebo? Placebo, sugar pill. It makes your body do most of the work, where you believe in the properties of this healing factor, and because you took the pill, your brain does most of the work by healing yourself. Did you guys know that most medicines today are still linked to placebo? Most of the work is done by you. Did you guys know that? That it's the fact that you taking that pill or getting that shot, you believe that it's going to work, and it gives you a place to start from. Cognitive reality. It's just the same as a new year. With this new year, I pledge. And so because you believe it's a new year, it's easier for you to align to things and stick to goals and stick to, your plans. It's the same thing. So if you ever heard of a nocebo, have you ever heard of a nocebo? So you've heard of a placebo, the placebo effect. Have you heard of the nocebo effect? This is where negative influence make you sick. So positive influence can make you healthy. Negative influences can make you sick. It's called nocebo. So when someone is continuously bashing you, bullying you, the stress that you create inside of your own self from that can make you sick. You guys have never heard of it. I always say I can show you better than I can tell you. And that is to say, you don't want to give anybody an inkling that you would stir them wrong. So let me show you guys that unseebo is a true thing here. Okay, family. Let's see here. Here we go. Do we see this here? It looks like it's blurry, which is ridiculous. Is that blurry to you guys? Because it looks blurry to me. Let me see if I can make that the totality of the screen, because that is beyond me. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Okay, so the placebo, think of it like this. Just as the placebo effect is the positive response from a sham treatment, the nocebo effect is the backlash from a harmful one. With nocebo too is the key. The key is what you take as true. Negative expectations lead to negative outcomes. So the nocebo effect. If you wake up thinking that I don't have money, I don't have this, I don't have this, what happens is you create stress. That stress lowers your immune system. It makes you more likely to get sick, more likely to fall into depression, which is just a spiral of things that can go wrong. So your mind is the ultimate thing that you want to regulate. Regulate meaning that your mind belongs to you. You are not your mind. Your mind belongs to you. So you are not a mind. You are being with a mind. So your mind should not be in control. You should be the regulator of your mind. You shouldn't be a person who is a victim of your own ideas. Again, you are a victim to the matrix, and there's a devil on your shoulder that rocks you to sleep. If you are coming to the dislike of a person through your own perceived ideas of them, okay? If you don't like the clothes they wear, how they look, how they talk, and this is what makes you not like a person to the point to where you are emotionally invested in your dislike for this person, you are rocking yourself to sleep. You are creating your own illusions, and you are never going to accomplish anything by putting yourself in hell. You don't know the person, and now you're totally invested in their well-being, in their person, to the point to where you're stalking them and talking about them. It's sad. It's sickening. Do you understand? So first of all, I want to welcome all of you guys to a new day, to reality, to freedom, because I'm believing that most of you really want to manifest the greatest 2024 or the greatest now, because we do not live in 2024. We are lying to ourselves. The greatest now that you've ever seen, because time is always now. It's always now. You're always in the now. Okay, guys? It's always, the time is, what time is it now? It's always now. We lie. Well, it's 11:33, it's 1:22, it's 12:44, it's 2:14. The time is now. When should you change your life? Now. When should you do the things you should be doing in life? Now. Now. The time is now, right? So welcome to the now, okay? Join me in breaking free from the mental matrix so you can come into the now. Much like Neo, okay? Much like Neo, much like Morpheus was guiding Neo, I'm here to show you guys the door, but it's up to you to free yourself. So you got to understand the mental matrix. Imagine the matrix is your mind, a place where memories, past events, and emotional attachments reside. You got to imagine this. The matrix is your mind, a place where memories, past events, and emotional attachments reside. So know that first. Number two, don't get entangled with the web of past grievances. It's like arguing over spilled milk in the grand scheme of your creation. Do you understand? So you want to focus on the purpose of your mission so you're never deceived. Imagine that there is an evil villain who can hit you with their superpower and put you in a jutsu, right? What they call on Naruto, they put you in a damn jutsu, and now you are, your body's here, you're right here, but you're actually locked inside of your mind, right? We know religion means religare, to hold back the mind. We know that that's the reason for schools. We know that's the reason for the media. It's to hold back your mind, to keep you from, they want to keep you out of your mind, so they are regulating your mind. Because they know if you learn to regulate it yourself, they would not be in charge of you, right? A domesticated people, a bunch of zooed animals, if we didn't cage them, they would walk off. They would go on about their business. We know that. It doesn't matter if they were in a cage their whole life. We know if we leave the cage unlocked, they're going to roam. We know that. So they know if they stop regulating your mind, if they go days without putting something in the media, something in the news, something that distracts you or distorts you, you're going to eventually go create your own dreams and create your own creations. They don't want that. They'd rather you stay domesticated, family, doing what they want you to do so they can harvest your biological vessel for energy. They'd rather you spend your energy making them rich. They'd rather that. They would rather you spend your energy going and getting a job, making them rich. They don't want you in your creativity, figuring out ways to make yourself rich. They don't. They want to use your body as a pod, just like the Matrix did on the movie, to usurp your strength and your abilities, right? So they become richer. And that's the goal. And that's what the Matrix did. That's what the machine world did. They had all these humans using them as batteries so it could empower itself. So you take the humans' life legacy from them. You take from them their right, their grand right, which is freedom. You take from them their creativity. You take from them their autonomy. And what do you have? A battery. You have a slave. You have someone whose whole being is around making you richer. And they even feel better for it. I got a promotion. I love my job. But when you don't have that job anymore, it stops feeding you. So no matter what you do for that job, it's not going to create a residual income for you. But if you plant a garden, it'll always grow. If you start your own business, it'll always grow. Long as you work it. Do you understand? So don't be entangled with the web of past grievances. It's like arguing over spilled milk in the grand scheme of your creation. Focus on purpose and mission, family. Shift your energy. Let's shift our energy and our purpose to our mission, ignoring distractions that only serve to deflect and manipulate. Debating with those who aim to deceive is futile. Stay focused on your journey. And you can tell when these people are built on deceiving instead of anything logical. You can tell, family. It doesn't take long to see it. When you see it, go on your way. Say, oh, I see what this is. You have fun. And that's why the yogi said, whether they right or they wrong, they're right. Don't ever argue. He said, never argue. They asked him, give me some advice. A wise man asked a yogi. A man asked a wise man, how is it that I can get my time back and focus on my energy and get the most out of my life? And the wise man said, never argue with fools. And the guy said, I beg to differ. I think that you should. I think that you should go back and forth with them and prove that they're idiots. And the wise man says, you're right. I'm not arguing with you over that. The wise man said, I'm going to be an example to what I just said. I'm not arguing with you. Because we know that in the grand scheme of things, this argument, whether I'm right or wrong, what am I accomplishing in my journey by arguing with this fool? Just think about this. Right? The illusion of emotional battles. Let's deal with this. The emotional matrix feels real. But the power that lies in recognizing that what you entertain holds no grand significance, it takes a lot. And you have to destroy your own ego because it is emotional. It does feel like something you should be giving your attention to. It feels like you should be protecting yourself. It feels like you should be speaking out against these lies and this evil. But you have to understand that there is no true power in the grand significance of things. Do you understand? It feels real, but the power lies in recognizing. You got to recognize that what you entertain holds no grand significance. You'll one day die and be in the dirt and melt away. Will that argument matter? What's going to matter is what you took your time to build and create. And I got to get back to that. And I'm hoping that you guys follow suit. Choosing freedom over enslavement, family. It's not always as easy said as done. If you ask anybody, would you rather be free or be a slave? Of course, they'll say be free. But do they not understand that that's because they don't understand that slavery has become so comfortable to them. And if they were to get the freedom that they desire, what comes with that is work, and they're not ready. We're not ready. So would you guys want freedom or slavery? And let me first tell you that freedom means you have to get up and go conquer your own destiny. Freedom means you can't depend on others. Freedom, it means that you have to earn your own way. Freedom means you got to be independent, not codependent. Freedom means you got to plant your own gardens and not be dependent on grocery stores. Freedom means you got to start your own businesses and not be dependent upon jobs. So if you say I'd rather have freedom than slavery, slavery means someone will hunt your food for you. They'll chop it up for you. You just got to go do the slaving and pay for the food with paper. It's there for you. Slavery means go get a job. Somebody who already has built their business will hire you to work inside of theirs. You don't have to put any work in to earn it. Just come to work every day and do your job. I'll pay you on a weekly, monthly, bi-weekly basis. That's what slavery looks like, family. You're making someone else richer with your energy. Who am I making richer with my energy, family? Well, YouTube. Well, social media. I can't help but understand that. So in that way, I am still a battery, but I wrote my own books. Somebody gets a piece of that. But ultimately, what I'm doing is I'm earning my own freedom, because what comes from that in revenue, I can pay for my own life. So I wake up every single day, family, without a certain place I have to go. What does that mean, though? That I have to be even more diligent to put my ass to work. Because someone who wakes up with somewhere they have to go, they get fired if they don't go. And this keeps them going. It don't take discipline. It takes the threat or the fear of being fired. And that's a low vibrational thing. But with freedom, there is nobody making you go to work. Your life looks like how you willed it. If you make money this month, you're going to have money. If you don't, you're not. If you go hunting, it's going to be food. If you don't, food, ain't no deer about to come and lay down and say, eat me. Okay? No potatoes are going to dig themselves out of the ground and say, harvest me. That's not how life works. So if you want freedom, you want not to be lazy. That means you want to work. That means you want action. You want your own actions to lead to your ultimate life versus someone else's actions. Someone created this company and they offering jobs. I thank God for this job. Well, thank God for your own energy that created your own business. Everybody's not a business owner. And I don't want to sound like that's what I'm saying, but I'm saying take your freedom back in the ways that you can. Because as long as you work at a job, as long as you are a battery, you cannot rightfully say you have your freedom. Now, if you are a battery, if you are working for somebody, take your spare time and create something. Many of you guys go on YouTube and make content. Many of you guys are pouring yourself into other things outside of your work. I encourage you to keep going. But center your focus and make your channel about something, and don't let anybody distract you from it. This is my message to you guys, for you guys that want to apply the things that I'm saying and make this the best now that you've ever experienced, family. Okay? Is this making sense? So again, the emotional matrix feels real, but the power lies in recognizing that what you entertain holds no grand significance. So just as these sports stats I mentioned earlier, they are entertaining, but they have very little impact to no impact on the world. And arguing over them is as futile as arguing over the past. If they want to call you a liar and misinterpret and do all that, let them. That's what they're spending their energy doing. If the universe gives them a reward from that and makes them famous or rich from that, then they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. It ain't going to make you're not going to flourish by doing it, because that's not who you are. Some of you guys are righteous, and when you do negative things, it don't benefit you. You feel guilty, you feel sad, you feel broken down. So that's not for you to do. So just because somebody can call you out your name and treat you any kind of way, guys, it don't mean you can. And I know we'll say, but that ain't fair. They can do it and I can't. You didn't make you. You're the one that's been spending your whole life trying to be righteous. So you're not going to be able to just jump over into a negative field and be able to just navigate. It ain't how it works. People are going to stop you in your tracks. They're going to say, you don't belong here. You're too good for this. Don't argue back and forth with them. No, they're going to regulate your speech while they don't regulate the other person of lower vibration speech. And so you're going to feel like you can't really fight because they tying your hands behind your back, but you're going into the fight. So they're telling you can't throw punches and kick below the belt. You can't bite and chew, but they can. So while the world is tying your hands behind your back because they expect you to be a better person who don't do those things, you're in a fight now. But did you have to take that fight? Is what you have to ask yourself. This is YouTube. And I believe that YouTube is the world. I don't believe it's just some app that you can ignore. I think that's an excuse, a poor excuse to not have people be accountable to their actions. but it is YouTube. I didn't have to take any of these fights. I didn't have to respond to Callie, Amora, Neo. I didn't have to respond to any of them. I don't have to respond to any of them, regardless of how strongly I feel about it. What they're doing, I cannot like it, and I can be right in everything I'm saying. But I didn't have to go into those fights. I did though. So now I'm wanting people to say, Kevin, here's what I'm wanting. And it's foolish, but here's what I'm wanting. I'm wanting someone to not hold me accountable to cussing people out, calling them out their name, doing all the things that people are doing to me. I want that. It sounds stupid, but I'm wanting someone to not hold me accountable so I can do all the things that people have done to me. But that ain't how the world works, man. They're going to hold me accountable because they expect more from me based on the life I've shown. And that should be enough for me to say, it ain't worth arguing with them because people still believe in me. If the moment people stop believing in you, you can go out here and cuss and act and treat people however you want to treat them and nobody will say a word. Have you noticed this with Amora? Have you noticed this with these low vibrational entities? That nobody's saying you're wrong, that their whole panel looks like, yeah, you're right. Say that. Say the worst thing. Talk about their mothers. Talk about their children. Talk about their wives. Say the worst things. Call them out their names. Say the worst. And there's nobody saying that this is wrong. This is not right. The moment you lose that, nobody believes in you. You are a piece of shit. You've made it to the pig pen. And I'm going to stop before I make it there. Because I got a message yesterday that said, Kevin, I love your content. It has done wonders for me in my life. But here lately, it's been negative. And while I only want to offer words of uplifting towards you, I'm choosing right now to step away from your content and come back when it's like it used to be, when it's healthy, when it's productive, when I get something from it, when I'm inspired by it. So I'm not going to try to tell you how to do your platform. I know you're dealing with something here, but until this is corrected, I'm going to unfollow. Man, that shit woke me up. Sometimes you need that. You need a wake-up call. Because she's right. I can sit there and type back, but you got to understand these people are talking about me and I'm trying to keep my reputation clear. It means the world to me. I got children. My business is attached to social media and they can destroy my businesses and my livelihood by destroying my character and my reputation. And they do this with lies. And so I really feel, I can say all I want to. This lady said she came to my page to be uplifted. And she's not getting that. So it don't matter what I say, she's right. So is my mission to argue with these people? No. Do I want to argue with them till I'm blue in the face? Absolutely, I do. I want them to stop lying. I want the lies to be corrected. And I want to address everybody that confront me or say something to me. I want to. But in the grand scheme of things, family, is my mission greater than my wants or desires? Because freedom is my birthright. I should be able to have what I want. If I want to argue back and forth with people, God, the universe says, go do it. But the rewards and the ramifications of it will follow. There's always consequences. There's always karma. So while I want to argue with these people, in the grand scheme of things, what is it best that I do, family? What should be done, which is my path. My ultimate desire is that I help people, help strengthen relationships, help strengthen minds of people so that we can be unified and have healthy families. That's my goal. So I got to get back to that. So you got to choose, family, to break free from the emotional matrix by understanding the insignificance of your past distractions. So regardless of how badly we want to go into them and tackle them, we have to really recognize in the grand scheme of things just how insignificant they are. We just have to. It's only ego that makes us feel like we're so important, that this issue is so important to bring it to our platform to make it everybody else's issue. But does that issue that you're bringing to that platform help those people grow? No, it doesn't. It gets them into the thing that you got going on. So now they're more concerned about what's going on with you and how people are treating you rather than their own life, man. I'm done with it and I apologize. It's time to embrace our power again by refocusing on our purposes and transcending the illusions that bind you. So we got to rise above it. So the first step to coming out of the matrix is raising your vibration, because the lower your vibration, the more you are susceptible to the matrix. You ever notice when you're in a bad mood, the more likely you are to fall into these traps? When your life is not going well, when things are down, if somebody keeps poking the bear, it becomes easier to respond. We notice this. So we have to ignore our emotions, because like Morpheus said to Neo, if you're talking about your sensory system, if you're talking about the electric signals that go through your body, then it's real. That argument is real. What they're saying about you is real. How they're making you feel is real. But that's your emotions, and they are energy in motion. They are illusions. They come and they go. You are a vessel that emotions cycle through, and you have to regulate that. You got to meditate on that, and you got to refocus yourself. And that's what we're supposed to be doing. Not acting about emotions, but learning from our emotions. Okay? Now you guys are going to see me from this day forward, focus myself back into my craft, and I'm hoping that you guys follow suit, because let's make this an amazing now. Let's do this, family. Okay? I for one can say that I've been burdened and I've allowed myself to be taken off my mark, but it's time to get back, family. Okay? So choose to break free. It's got to be your choice. You got to walk through the door, and you got to do this by elevating yourself, by raising your vibration and transcending the illusions that bind you. Do you understand? Make peace with all, forgive all, because forgiveness is not for the person who offended you. It's for the person who was afflicted. It's for you, family. They say unforgiveness is like holding hot coals into your bosom. Can any man take fire into his bosom and not be burned? No, you cannot. So the key is to release that hot, fiery coal and go on about your life and your business, family. It may make you even feel righteous to hold on to certain anger. But in the grand scheme of things, that unnecessary stress acts like an unsebo, and it actually lowers your vibration. Do you understand? So in conclusion, family, in this journey of self-liberation, remember the door is always open, and the choice to free yourself is yours. Step out of this mental matrix, and let's focus back on our purposes. And let's watch as the illusions lose their grip on our true potential. It is time, and the time is now, and you will have what you want in due time. When you begin to take the now, take advantage of the now, and begin to do the things that's necessary to make your dreams come true, only then will you have your dreams. So I encourage all of you, take advantage of now, the moment that we call now, and you infuse that with your doing and your passion and your focus, and manifest something great. There will always be naysayers. There'll always be people babbling. There'll always be a devil on your shoulder. There'll always be people trying to tear you down. There will always be people who see you differently than how you present yourself. Always. Fuck them. Literally. Fuck them. They don't have any say-so on your life. I really wish I could get that on a daily basis, because when it really comes to you, it's like an epiphany. But then it's easy to forget it, man. And it's easy to start rethinking that they matter again. That what this person said matters. That what they said is going to distort how people see you. What they're saying is going to make people not like you or fuck with you. What they're saying is going to ruin your reputation. They don't matter. The only thing that matters, that becomes matter, are the things that you put your creations towards doing. A wise man, a man said, matter isn't even real. The things we're calling matter is the things that its vibration has slowed to the point of where you can actually experience it. Like, say, this chair that I'm sitting in, we'll say that that's matter, because the molecules or the atoms are moving so slowly that my hand can't go through it. I can touch it. So I say this is real. Right? This is matter. We're knock on wood, right? These things I touch, because just like your body, it is, you are moving, you're constantly vibrating. Your cells, your molecules are constantly bouncing off of each other to create who you are. The moment that stops, you begin to actually literally just break down. You begin to turn to dust the moment that stops. And even then, it's not stopping. Even then, those molecules are firing, and that's why the breakdown occurs. So again, family, Matter doesn't even exist. You understand? What exists is you and your goal and your dreams, man. That's what exists. And the things that's inside of you, you will never be able to see those things unless you put this vessel into action. And you got to trust your ancestors, all of their contributions from your mother and father starting out. That's who your most recent ancestors are, but then who their parents are, you got to trust them. Trust what they put inside of you. You stand here right now, a beacon of millions of people. You call yourself you and me. But what you are is an entity that contains billions of people that came before you. You hold all of their DNA, all of their potential. Will you harness it into a direction, or will you spend this life as the all-powerful version that is you, that is Neo, wasting time? Will you fail your ancestors? Will you fail your village because they are all depending on you? They're all depending on us. I'm not going to fail mine. And arguing with these people, going back and forth with them, they are not worthy for me to trade in my birthright for. They are not Esau. That's who they act as. They act as Esau to try and steal from you your destiny and your legacy. Everything you work for, everything you love, they got something to say about it. They want to strip that from you. They would rather they'd rather you not be a success. They'd rather people not listen to you. They'd rather the things that you do not flourish. They would rather you live like they live in. They would rather you be in the same place that they are in. And this is why they are misery. And misery loves company. Misery loves someone also in their presence. So they want you to become misery so that you can join them. Do you understand? It's time for us to say, man, in the grand scheme of things, what is important to me is my destiny. I came to this world to leave a message, for I am a messenger. And I have gotten lost in so many different things that are beneath my vibration. That alone has taken other people off of their journeys, off of their paths. So many people that used my page as a place of a lighthouse, they are now saying, you know, let me come back later when it's back, or they're simply just waiting for it to get back to where it was. And I can't leave all those people hanging. I can't leave myself hanging first and foremost. You understand? So I'm back to my mission, family. And I encourage you guys to do the same. Know this before I end it. The door is always open. It's always unlocked. You have to be willing to put down the drama, the beefs, and all these things ego-wise and go through the door. When you go through that door, it is like the Chronicles of Narnia. It's a world full of nothing but opportunity and brilliance and creation. The things that you try doing today, if you try them again tomorrow, you'll be even better at it. It's a place of rewards, continuous rewards. So I challenge you guys, go into the real world and sharpen your skills today so that you can have a life that's worthy, that's worth something in the end. Okay, family? I don't know if you want to be rich. I don't know if you want to be wealthy, and I'm not promising you that. I can only promise you that karma, that consequences follow your actions. And if you would just but put your actions in the direction of the future that you want to see, I can promise you that you'll see results. I can't promise you that you'll have a garden by tomorrow, but I can promise you if you plant your seeds, you'll have a garden, because I trust the seeds. I trust the dirt and the soil. And the rules are, if the seed is under the soil and the water is being put onto the soil and the nutrients has been put onto the soil, then you'll have the seed. You'll have the plant. That's the rules. So we have to do the work and comply with Mother Nature. We cannot lie to her. We cannot lie to God and say we want a garden but don't plant a seed. The universe will never give you the garden. So if you guys really want to see how manifestation works, look at the matrix and look at how when they begin to think about something, that is when they would begin to manifest that thing to themselves. Watch out for that vase, Neo. Don't worry about that vase. What vase? Boom. How did you know I was going to do that? She said, what is really going to bug you out is if I would have never mentioned it, would you have even knocked it over? That's a key. That's a key factor right there. Don't worry about the vase. What vase? Boom. How do you know that if I didn't mention that vase, you would have never hit it? Because that's a part of manifestation. I bring it into your awareness and now it exists. Imagine sitting there and you say, you see that person over there? I don't like them. They keep looking over here and they talking back and forth with their friend. It look like they talking about us. Now you wouldn't even paying attention to those people. They could have been sitting behind you. Now all of a sudden you say, where? You look back, dude, what's their problem? See, that's that vase. They pointed at the lady in the red dress and now she has your attention. And now you're stuck in the mind movies. This person believes they're talking about you, but they're not. Or they may be. It doesn't matter if they are. What the fuck does it do to you? But now you're invested. Okay, they're talking about me. What do I do to them? Why? Now you're no longer on your mind. Now you're no longer creating. Do you understand? Thank you so much, Lakeisha, for the super sticker. Thank you so much. Guys, if you guys are excited, I know that many people are not going to see this live simply because my lives never do that great on YouTube. They do better on Facebook. But I wanted to do this specifically for YouTube because this is where I've been spiraling out. This is where I've been spinning my damn wheels, not focused on my greater mission at hand. So I wanted to let you guys know this. If you catch this live on a later note, make sure that you share this and you comment it, and that's your support that you are happy to see me back on my mission. And that's it, family. All of you guys that are watching right now, see 51 people, please hit that like. And as soon as this live ends, go put a comment. Let me know what you guys think about me getting back on my mission, leaving the past behind me. And if you guys are truly in support of me focusing my strength and energy back into creating a life that is beneficial to my own family, my own heritage, my own legacy, and also you guys, as the things I teach are great for all of us to rise. I'm going to get right back to teaching how to start a family, how to create a healthy family, how to manifest your dreams and goals. All these will be teachings that I get right back on, family. Okay. So if you guys want to see those things from me and hear more of the things that drew you to me in the first place, go right now when this video ends and hit a comment on it. Okay, guys, encourage me. Let me know what you guys are thinking. And that's it, family. And Lakeisha says something else. She sent another $5. Thank you so much. She says, you're amazing, King. No one is perfect. You're not less than because you stand up for yourself. Thank you so much, love. I appreciate that. You recognizing that, hey, I am human. It's true. But like all of us, if we're going to manifest our futures, we gotta also join with God or join with the universe and submit. And we have to be willing to do the work to make sure that happens. And when we are arguing, when we are debating, when we are arguing over the past, that's not how you manifest, family. We got to build something. We have to. We have arrested development due to slavery, and we do not understand how to manifest a real future. Back when slaves were made to work, we built a lot. No longer anyone is making us do it. And you would think that we would join together to build something on our own because we have the ability, we have the skill. Like Oleron said, it's definitely useless energy. So no more, family. I got to realize this in myself, man. So if they want to repeat this and say, listen, Kevin, admitting that he was spinning in his wheels. Yeah, I did. I let you guys get me way from who I am, way from who I am. But it's time to get back to the real mission because I don't like what my life looks like when I'm not focused on my endeavors. I hate what my life looks like actually when I'm not focused on my endeavors, and I don't want that. So, guys, I'm back on my mission. I'm hoping to see you guys get back on yours. Hopefully, this live has some benefit to any of you who are stuck in a rut and trying to figure out what you're going to do with what we call this new year, this new now, and saying, how can I make this a better, what we call a year than last year? I'm telling you, you have everything within you that it would take to manifest this. You just got to be willing to wake up with that being the first thing on your mind. Okay? That has to be the first thing on your mind, your manifestations. And you have to start putting, one leg in front of the other in order to get to your journey. You have to start doing. You have to start with the doing. So raise your vibration, the first way of breaking free from the matrix, because lower your vibration, the more susceptible you are to the matrix. And then you have to still your mind and quiet your mind. Then you have to become free from your emotions. You can't You know, it's going to be hard for you to focus on your endeavors if you're mad at something somebody else just said. Sometimes that'll be about proving them wrong instead of about manifesting your journey. And all this stuff matters, family. Okay. It needs to, when you manifest, it needs to be a free spirit. It doesn't need to be, I'm going to show y'all, I'm going to teach y'all I can go be successful. It can't be built rooted in that, family. Okay. Because you're only doing that for people. This has to come from a place that's within you, your truest self. And that's what you have that gives you strength and power over all others, is that you are a snowflake, completely unique. And that means you're as needed as anybody else. Okay, you are as needed as Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, any of these people, Harriet Tubman, any of these people, if you just truly manifest the truest version of yourself. So accept alternate views of reality. Understand that some people are not going to like you. Accept that. Accept that some people think the worst of you. Accept that some people say things about you. You have to accept that, because that is part of life. You have to accept it. I have to accept it. I don't like it, but I have to accept it. Raise your levels of intuition. Expand your awareness. Constantly be learning, pouring yourself into new things, and change your root thinking. And that's the key, your root thinking. If your brain is first equipped to think this thought, so soon as you see or hear something, then you need to control that, because your thoughts are having power over you, because as soon as you see this thing, you start to get this image. And it's not of your own doing, it's through trauma. And you got to stop that, because every person who says something isn't that way. Like say yesterday, I said something like, women need to protect men when it comes to virtual things. And someone said they didn't like how that sounded. Well, imagine if I said men shouldn't protect women. She would say, that's not right. So why would it be right to say women shouldn't protect men? If you have a son and a daughter, would you want your son to protect your daughter to protect your son if a girl is lying on him saying that he raped her or did something wrong to her, beat on her? Would you want your sister to say, no, he didn't, I was there? If she was there and saw it? If you're saying no, then you're saying your sons are just left out to dry and they are just guard dogs for women. And that wouldn't be a safe place. That's not a safe place. You understand? And so some things I may say are greater in the grand scheme of things. But when I say that, someone may hear that and say, I don't like how that sounded. I don't like that. So he must be some type of person. It's not true. That's your own brain that did that. You have to do the work to see who I really am. And my work is done on behalf of my ancestors, the ancestors that have passed on, who have given their life to make sure that we could even have a life. The ones who subjected themselves to slavery so we can have a life. Them. And then the ones who have yet to come. I want to see families stable for those future ancestors. And that means we got to submit to each other. We got to forge lifelong relationships. And emotionally, we may not want to do that. But if it means your child gets a mother and a father who loves them and cares about their well-being and what they got going on, could you sacrifice it? You can live your life and not subject yourself to anybody. You don't have to submit to anyone. You can do what you want to do. But if you're talking about bringing children in this world, you're going to have to. You're going to have to nurture that child's father. You're going to have to protect that child's mother. You're going to have to, man. To not want to do that, it says you're blasphemous. You're blasphemous to the very God you believe in or the very nature that you swear to uphold. You're saying, I don't want to do that. I don't have to submit. I can have my own mind. No, you can have a corporate village mindset for a family. Nobody says that you can't be yourself, but every tribal member understands that they are a member of a tribe. They're not saying I'm going to leave and go get my own food, because they know that their survival becomes more difficult because their survival is solely predicated on them. So now when they're sick, who's going to hunt for them? Nobody, because they said, I don't need a village. I don't need a team. I'm a better hunter than all of y'all. So I'm going to go hunt my own food. I ain't sharing it. But what about when you're sick? What about when you're aging and you can't hunt like you used to? What about when there's a drought and regardless of how good you can hunt, the animals are recognized this is where you hunt and they done all migrated? What do? Because now you need a village. You need people that can go in different places and be somewhere that you're not. You need a team that'll help you. When you get older and you're now weaker, you need that son or that daughter that's stronger than you now to come up and help you. Life is about the consistent passing on of the baton. I don't pass it on when I die. I start passing more authority to my sons and my daughters as I get older and they become more dependable to be able to carry the mantle. It ain't my daddy's dead. How do I figure life out? I'm lost without my dad. It's more like before you ever pass on, you're giving them authority over things that you once had authority over and trusting them to manage it right. It's a passing on. It don't just happen when you die. All these things, guys, require our focus, man. Our daily focus. Okay, they say be in constant prayer or communication with the Most High. This means being in a constant state of awareness where you are assessing the world around you and critically thinking about the things that you are assessing, and then making those things applicable through their practicalities. See, this is what I say about religion. It's simply not practical. Dylan Roof can shoot up a church, and the Bible's God, who's supposed to speak to everybody, be able to speak and even talk to the preachers, even if it's a select and chosen few. He didn't tell anyone that Dylan Roof was going to shoot up the church. The Bible's God doesn't tell anyone when the pastor's harboring the tithe and not using it correctly. The Bible's God is not telling anyone when the pastor is a pedophile and touching on your kids. It's not practical. The Bible's not practical. No, neither is any religious book. They're just simply not practical. What can you take from it? What can you say God can do today? The biblical God that you believe in, the spiritual God you believe in today. What can that God do practical for you? Practically. It's got to be practical. Something that's simple, family. We know that it doesn't work that way. So what I'm trying to do is get people to take their power back. Believe in God if you want to, but know that it's not a practical God. You have to be practical. You have to apply the necessary things to make sure that your steps are aligned and that your future ends up where it's supposed to be. You can trust that God gave you all the skills to do that. You can trust that God gave you all the ability to do that, and that's fine. I have no investment in whether or not you guys believe in a God outside of yourselves. But I want you guys to know that even if you do, these things are not practical. They are part of the matrix. It's something somebody else told you that you put your belief in. It's something you cannot see out in front of you when you walk outside. You don't go out there and see Jesus, Allah, Buddha, Muhammad, none of them people. None of them in the real world. You don't see Santa Claus, Wolverine, none of them people in the real world. I watched somebody break down a one-punch man punch the other day, and how many what the word they used was a number in math that I know it, but I can't think of it. But how many was it watts, gigawatts? It was something, joules of energy that his punch could pack. And they broke this thing down with science and numbers, and the shit sounded like some shit. I felt more intelligent after listening to the guy's math on breaking down a one-punch man punch or a Goku Kamehameha. But they're talking about anime. And you guys can look these channels up and see the things where they're talking about something that's not real. But it's The Matrix is a fake movie. It's not real. But look at how much we can derive from it. But in the grand scheme of things, does knowing that movie, does observing that movie help create my reality? Or is it more simple than that? Is it simple as you don't have to be super intelligent? You just got to be super busy. You just got to be a believer in yourself. You got to get up and you got to plant your garden. You got to get up and you got to put one step in front of the other. You got to get up and you got to do. And that it just is what it is. Yeah, use your Rohana. Lakeisha says, you have tears in my eyes. You be touching souls. Kev, keep doing what you do. It definitely reaches the ones listening. You really do make a difference in people's lives. And that's why I am drawn to you. Thank you so much, love. I'm hoping that by me realigning myself with my purpose and my destiny, that many people will benefit from that. And I have to consider all those people before I come off of my mission and start bringing other things that are not conducive to a healthy environment and a healthy life to my pages, before I start wrestling with pigs, before I start, arguing with fools, because like they say, from a distance, you look the same. No more. Let's get back on our missions, family. Let's see it through. Let's have our futures. Let's have everything that we're supposed to have in our lives. I know you want them. If you really want them, thou shalt not want, thou shalt do. Get rid of the want and begin to put these actions into play. The thing going into this new now, not this new year, but this new now, we have to understand that God does not listen to your prayers, your talking. Your prayers are your doings. Action is prayer. And they've been lying to us by telling us that words are. Do you understand? Meditations can be words when you regulate in your body and you're speaking life into yourself and you lining yourself back up. But it cannot stop there. The completion to prayer is that now you must do. Your body is your vessel of prayer, not your tongue. So if you want something from the universe, your tongue is not how you request it. That's like saying a dog should bark when they want food. A wild dog, a natural dog. If a lion wants food, he should roar, right? Or should he go on the hunt? How does this work? When a deer wants food, they should make a deer noise, right? And ask the universe for food and grass and wheat, right? No. They got to get out and sniff around and hunt in the grass, and they got to take the risks of being eaten. They do. The lion has to take the risks of being kicked in the face, of being attacked and being injured to the point of death when they go hunt. They all do, and we're not exempt. We got to take risks if we want to see our life through, family. Keep that in mind. Be evolution. Be the change that you want to see. No candle loses its flame from lighting another. And if you were to ever find yourself in the middle of chaos, it's in that chaos that you have found yourself, family. The way out is in. The door is open. You just must walk through it. Let's choose to walk through the door, family. Peace to you all. I love you. I'm back on my mission. Every day, my plan is to drop a video. If I can sit here and argue back and forth with people for hours, I can certainly make a few videos a day and drop them. Okay. So let's get used to that. I don't know if I'll have one dropping today, but in the rise, you're going to see a video on a topic. If you're interested in it, the video will be there. But I'm back on my mission, family. I love you all. Thank you for your time and peace.